OBS added update, so I'm looking forward to the dumpster fire that will be OBS here in about 30 or 40 minutes. But guys, I noticed that Chad put a video in Discord yesterday. Didn't even see that. We're off today, I guess. All right, man. That's okay. That's okay. I see that there might be some more, like a game showing at some point
starting now
this week. Hopefully. The fighter game. You know, I just got through watching a streamer play Silent Hill F. He said it wasn't the best. Because it wasn't made by the same studio that made Silent Hill 2 Remake or Silent Hill 2. It was made by a different studio. So That's a huge shield.
By the might of Noxus!
Damn.
Headless!
I'm not gonna lie, I really like this character design. I really like this character's design a lot.
Humiliation. I do not enjoy it.
Come and test your mettle.
Oh!
No quarter! The way home is through you. You think you know war? Dither Rex! Fall in! For Noxus!
Damn,
On
bro.
the Empire.
That looks good. That actually looks like it might be pretty good. That looks really good. Oh, wait, we're not doing that yet. That's a skate. We got the skate review, bro. Oh. Features. Disgusting. The game looks pretty. I just don't think it's going to be worth the shit. Oh, I actually have those headphones. They suck. They hurt my ears. That's why I gotta wear a hoodie, bro.
PlayStation.
Oh, that's pretty. So like there was an old cartoon that came out and I loved it. I didn't really care too much for the cartoon itself, but the theme of it had bamboo that looked just like that. Bro, like fell in love with that art style. It was called Skunk Fu. And it wasn't that bad. But it was definitely a kid's cartoon for sure. But man, the art style was so nice. You know how I could tell this is going to be a decently good game? On that gong, I saw a half-naked lady. Big titty bitches get money. It'll be a good game. Oh wait, is it this Marvel Rivals? It is! It's Marvel Rivals! I don't think I could play this on PlayStation. I'd have to play it on console. I mean, on oh my god, I'd have to play it on PC because of the mods. I would have to download some mods to make the damn market playable.
A night vision device. I had one back when I served. This will sure come in handy in the zone.
Be quick about it. My tea's getting cold. I can fix anything for enough coupons.
Boom!
I get scared, though. Fate is fate. Whatever needs to happen will happen.
Damn, they got an update. Nice. That was a pretty good game. I really liked the gameplay of it. It was really fun. We got us,
Ewa has abandoned you. In this time, you have nowhere left to run.
damn.
Our fire is coming. Dog Tag Warrior.
Damn. That looks like it might actually be really good. It's just a shame that they alienated most of their people because of an update that made it to where you couldn't play unless you bought the main game. Unless you bought the DLC, that's right. So, like, the base game was free, but they added a DLC that made it to where you had to buy the base game.
Let's go. On me.
That should
Are they really trying to hype this one up?
Full blood tank, ready to go. We can't die in this place, can we?
Our deaths are an endless cycle.
Hold your ground!
Just warming up.
A surprising number of enemies.
If it's a demon, I shoot.
What kind of gun is that? It's got like blades on it.
Demon, I shoot.
Take your time. It's only the fate of heaven and earth.
Going somewhere. That is one ugly creature.
Oh,
Turtle pile, dudes! put reality in a blender.
Why can't we ever portal somewhere that ain't totally weirded out?
If my readings are correct, this is the source of the rifts opening under New York. Focus, guys. The city is counting on us.
Damn.
Huh? Metalhead buddy!
That's right, man. Go, Chad.
Did I sound cool? Oh yeah, I knew loading all those action movie lines in your memory would pay off. Big time. Let's have some fun. Welcome to the team. Let's put the pedal to the metal. Watch out!
That's cool.
Well, the graph always says, less
The
talk,
game doesn't actually look half bad.
what an upgrade!
I think it's an update, so they're adding to it.
Good thing Metalhead's open source.
Open source.
High 3, guys! I've always wanted to say that.
Funny. Wait, is that it? You got your video up, Chad. We got to react to that a little later. Got that review. We got 2 reviews. We stacked today, boys. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think this review is gonna be very good, but we'll watch it anyway. Of course, then again, it depends on who's doing it. There we go.
EA's official Skate FAQ is very clear.
Oh, this isn't even Tony Hawk. Oh, this ain't gonna be worth crap then.
2025's new early access iteration represents for the series as a whole. This isn't a sequel, remake, or a remaster, it's the evolution of the Skate franchise, states the brief explanation. The first part I wholeheartedly agree with. This is not Skate 4, and it certainly isn't a remake of the originals by any stretch of the imagination. The second part is not entirely untrue either. It is an evolution of sorts. That is, it's certainly changed. A lot. Unfortunately, this means this new version of Skate...
Bro, I remember back whenever you could play Skate, and then, like, so you would throw yourself off of stuff as part of the game, right? Like what he just did. And he would have, like, skulls breaking, like, he would show the picture of it breaking and the ribs cracking.
Bears little semblance to the late 2000s originals I love, and I'm currently finding it impossible to warm to its sanitized, homogenized, and monetized reinvention. Yes, Skate has evolved dramatically, but it's done so to blend into its free-to-play service.
Okay, so this guy knows. This guy knows. He understands the actual gameplay. This is gonna be rough.
Game-dominated surroundings, like moths in the sooty cities of the British Industrial Revolution. I don't think I've ever compared a game to an insect before, but perhaps it makes sense when I find it this repellent. Before I get too deep into why it's off-putting, there are a couple of true strengths that I can identify in Skate.
Yeah. That's what I've heard a lot of growing up as well, is that it's not for them, it's for you. But let me ask you something. If someone comes up to you and asks you for forgiveness, and you don't give it to them, who does it really bother?
Its early access launch, the first of which are the sound effects. When it comes to capturing the nuanced array of skateboarding sounds, the hiss of spinning wheels, the friction of plywood on varied surfaces, and the clink of metal on metal, the team has done a terrific job. It must also be established that the feel of Skate, when you're on a board at least, is still supreme. I adore the wild arcade wackiness of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, and I respect the punishing twin-stick precision required by the likes of skate sims like Session, but Skate's controls are my jam. Just about everything I crave is wrapped up in its approachable yet deceptively deep system. Tricks on the right stick, turning on the left, grabs on the triggers, and grinds on how good you are at lining them up. Now, the new Skate doesn't quite look and feel identical to the old
God.
game.
Did you see that drop in frames? Oh my God, that was awful. Watch.
It doesn't quite
Look, there it goes. There it goes.
look and feel identical to the older games. Turning appears a little stiffer and probably lacks a bit of the more
This looks like crap. Skate 3 looked so much better than this. This looks like shit. I wanted to be nice. I'm not. This looks like shit. This looks terrible. This looks too much like a cartoon.
pronounced and organic lean from the early Skate games. Grind assist is also considerably too sticky by default, and there's definitely jankiness present in the transition skating. I'm experimenting with the pump settings, but I haven't quite cracked a consistent solution to always getting the momentum I want and not getting randomly bogged down. Skitching is absent, and there are some other missing tricks. Overall, however, it's entirely familiar enough to be instantly intuitive to me as a returning player. At a minimum, Skate has done a fine job of reconstructing that buttery, legacy street skating feel from the original games. That's an important thing to bring back if you're going to use the classic name. Unfortunately, that's all it brought back. Making Skate an exclusively online experience was an immediate and
That's stupid. What the fuck? They made it exclusively online only?
utter mistake.
Why? There's no point. It's a single player game.
During my first session on the day of its early access launch, I was unceremoniously disconnected during a random challenge and kicked out of the map back to the main menu. The error message here was comically emblematic of my thoughts on the overall situation. Something went wrong. Yes, something clearly went wrong with Skate, but it went wrong long before I started playing. I am, of course, aware that server problems and queues are typical of day one of a
Well, maybe you wouldn't have that fucking problem if you weren't trying to make an online-only experience.
game.
On a single-player aspected rate, like...
Still waiting in the week after launch.
Why?
The community has come to
Bro, fucking woke-ass piece of shit game.
accept this compromise as the opposite side of the free-to-play coin. For me, this is uncharted territory. The last time I waited in an online queue, I was buying concert tickets, but at least I got Sister Metallica out of it. Skate is giving me no such joy. It does not benefit from being an online-only live service. It has new priorities, like selling $25 clothing ensembles.
Holy crap, those are $25 fucking dollars? Are you crazy? Dude, there's no way. Are you kidding me?
The downtime, I played a bit of the existing Skate trilogy, all of which are parked on my Xbox courtesy of backwards compatibility and will work just fine offline today, tomorrow, and in 10 years' time. In a deeply unfortunate twist, playing the new Skate is regularly just as annoying as not being able to play it. Every part of Skate has been corporatized and Disneyfied, from art style to attitude. Remember the authentic human characters that accompanied your skater as you progressed through the story modes of the old games?
Yep.
Blurt and sympathy as you broke every bone in your body? Well, forget anything like that.
Holy cow, oh my god.
Your filmer in the new Skate is an AI app called V.
My name is V. I am an app designed to be your first...
Oh, kill me already. The world is not yet ready for my presence. Oh, God. That is the demon spawn straight from hell itself.
Virtual guide.
Who just may be the single worst video game character I've ever encountered. V's dialogue is beyond nauseating and is delivered in a faux robotic fashion that makes it doubly awful.
Vocab education refresher. Footy is short for footage.
It's essentially a simulation of AI slop, mining 35-year-old LL Cool J songs for quips even my mum would wince at.
Dang, that was cold. Oh, yo, this guy's good. This reviewer is freaking awesome.
knock those effects out.
Dude, I love it whenever IGN puts somebody on this that knows what they're doing when it comes to a trilogy. The guy went off and played the entire trilogy while he was waiting in queue. Like, that's kind of crazy.
Here's a good one. I taught Izzy the finer points of skating the ramps up here. Such a froth and grom.
Sadly, the human cast is...
Oh, fuck does that mean? Sloth and Grom?
No better. They're saddled with an inauthentic, overwritten script stuffed with cringeworthy sentences no person would ever say aloud, and lines I'm not even sure the voice actors quite understood before reading.
That was crazy! You shredded the beep out of old Bonsky.
No one fucking says that.
Who says the word beep instead of cursing, even mildly? Everything that's even a fraction edgy or mature has been masked under layers of corporate coddling, like those soft, squishy curves that stop toddlers from splitting their heads on the corner of a kitchen bench.
Dax acquired some lumber and went nuts with the wooden whoop-de-doos here. You know why they're called that? Because some old guy said they make you yell, whoopee, when you ride or air them. Knowledge.
You can, I guess, mute the dialogue, but that doesn't make it immune from criticism. Besides, the dialogue is also just one part of a cavalcade of complaints I have about the current state of Skate. Why was it so important, for instance, to concoct an in-universe explanation for the fact that nobody in Skate's new city of San Vansterdam can suffer any injuries?
If you're wondering why your slams don't hurt, you can thank a local startup called Impervatech for that.
Oh, give me a fucking break. Are you kidding me? That's so stupid. That's such a dumbass thing. No, I'll tell you why. It's because the people that made that system saw what kind of a dumpster fire of a fucking game it was going to be put in, and they said, fuck no.
Making skaters invincible thanks to the medical miracle of Impervatech doesn't make Skate better. It just feels like it's here because some suit was worried about the optics of children playing a game where people tossing themselves off buildings might have to be depicted as being seriously hurt.
Hurt much? No? Impervatech.
As a result, Skate's traditional post-wipeout x-rays and bone-snapping sound effects are totally gone.
Yeah, because, like, it would show an x-ray of the bones breaking whenever you would, like, land really far. I remember watching a streamer, a content creator back in the day, and he was able to get head first off of, like, a tall building, and he started spinning, and he landed head first on, like, this pole, and you could see the pole hit in the x-ray, and where it would, like, crack and shatter the bones, dude. It was so cool. It was so fucking innovative. And now we get this slop.
As are injuries, grime, and wear on skaters and their boards. My sons began playing the original Skate games from about the moment each was old enough to hold a controller. I vividly remember them cackling uncontrollably at how many bones they could break as their characters tumbled and fell, their skeletons squelching and shattering. Skate 2025 seems totally toothless in comparison. It treats its audience like babies.
Okay, for the next bit,
thanks,
I'm supposed
man.
to listen to this. Thank you for trusting
Xavier?
Impervatech.
Javier?
Skate's art style doesn't do it
Vasquez, I
any
like that
favors
last
either.
name, though.
The stylized approach may be crisp and colorful, but it's also vanilla and boring.
That's what I was saying. Like, this doesn't even look realistic. This looks cartoonified. Looks pussified, man. Like, what is this? This looks like garbage.
Wide sim-style character models do absolutely nothing for me. I don't like their plastic beard.
No, like, it's crazy because it's not just... It's not just the loss of the X-ray system that gives it away as a bad game. Look at how many hairstyles there are. That's it. Like, come on.
Style of character models do absolutely nothing for me. I don't like their plastic beards or their chunky pants, and I certainly don't like being surrounded by them at all times, particularly when other players have a habit of visibly stuttering, lagging, or even floating as they move by.
Oh my god. Bro's got the Conjuring going on at his house.
It's also a complete eyesore having huge clumps of people constantly clipping into each other. I don't know where I start and everyone else begins. There's also a real sterility to the city that the simplified visual style can't shake. Plain walls, impossibly clean surfaces, San Vansterdam just isn't a place that feels legitimate or lived in.
Yeah, like where's the trash and garbage everywhere? Where are the rats, man? You gotta be skateboarding and then trip over a fucking big ass rat. Where's that at?
It feels fake because it looks fake.
Because it is fake.
There's not enough granular detail or texture.
It's padded for people that don't know how to fucking live in the real world.
Hell, sometimes there's no texture at all. Like when
there is nothing worse than padding your kids as they're growing up and making them think that the world is a fairy tale. The world sucks dick. And the sooner you can imply that onto your kids, the better off they're going to be. If they leave your household, let me tell you something. If they leave your household and they're not ready to take on the world, you failed as a parent. Period.
Roads appear to glitch and turn into a featureless, uniformly black surface. That happens a lot. The map is a largely flat downtown area, broken up into 4 quadrants that aren't particularly distinct from each other. You can skate across it in about 2 minutes.
That's it? That's how small the world is? 2 minutes? Nuh-uh.
No any hill descent or dam drop or wild spillway, nothing I'm drawn to gravitate towards like I am in Skate 2's San Vanalona. There was a sense of reward in finding a neat place to skate in the original games because the maps primarily felt like cities, not skate parks. The DNA of San Vansterdam is that everything is skate park adjacent. Top of a building, skate park. Inside a church, skate park. At this point, designing the city to be an unrestrained skate...
It kind of feels like it's map-based. Like you go to the church and it's based on a map that you would play in like a multiplayer experience. Like, for example, Halo. You would go to a map in multiplayer and the map is specifically designed to do like run and gun, like team deathmatch and stuff. That's kind of what it seems like they're trying to go with, but in a more open world idea, which is really stupid. You don't want to change the world for skating. You want to let the imagination of the player do the skating for them. Like you don't want to go into a church and grind on this. You want to find a church bench and grind off of that shit. That's what you want. You don't want this.
Utopia just feels like too much.
You want to let the player's imagination do the work, not you.
Skater level instead of a city you can skate in. It's weird when the original skate games are the opposite of that. Speaking of pro skaters, don't expect to see any of those old faces in the new skate.
Yeah, I'd imagine not. I'd imagine they don't want anything to do with this dumpster fire.
Obviously means no cleverly edited live-action intro montage packed with recognizable skaters and silly situations. Starting with a memorable short film may have been a tradition for the original trilogy, but that idea appears to have been firmly kick-flipped to the curb.
Oh no, I've noticed that a lot with these like games that they force to be online only. They always take everything out. Oh, thank you. I try a lot. I'm gonna try hard.
More disappointingly, however, it also means no pro challenges, no real-life skaters to
meet. It seems to be such a big theme, and I hate using this word because every time I use this word, my viewership like takes a decline like crazy. But woke. Whenever, and it's always with a game that's already established. It's always with an IP that's already established. It's happened every time. Skate 4 is what this game should have been. It shouldn't have been online only. Shouldn't have been a padded room. Shouldn't have been the way it is. But for whatever reason, this just keeps happening. And you know what? I'm happy that it's dying. I'm happy that the woke era is finally beyond us.
Stands right now, the campaign feels weak.
It is weak. It's a multiplayer game. It's not meant for you to enjoy it. It's meant for you to give the company a bunch of money. It's a cash cow.
The tutorial, part service game treadmill, where miscellaneous skating tasks are rationed out every 24 hours. Some of these are satisfying enough, and they do reward a certain degree of mastery of Skate's classic controls.
That is indeed a proper car.
Oh, yeah, so you're like, in that instance, he's laying on a skateboard if you're wondering what's going on, but that was part of every single Skate game. That's just nothing different.
A certain degree of mastery of Skate's classic controls.
He's laying on the skateboard. He's not actually sliding on
where
the
I'm absorbed to some degree, sure, but there's surprisingly little to it right now, particularly considering how immediately the daily challenge.
I guarantee you, they're not going to make this worthwhile. It's not going to be worth it.
Repeat. In terms of solo content, there are no competitions, no death races, no games of Skate. No magazine cover shoots or sponsorship challenges. The campaign missions, or tours here, are really just a series of lessons, or mobile game-inspired fluff like skating through some...
That's so stupid. That's such garbage. Bro, this reminds me of those old games that you would get out of the cereal boxes that, you know, for the computers that nobody owned. That's what this reminded me of. That's really what this is. It's like that old school game that you would get out of a cereal box that no one cared about. And what you would do, like what I would do with those discs is I would just play with them. I would throw them like frisbees because I didn't have a computer. I was too poor.
Basketball-sized bird poo.
What?
It's clumsily paced too, since the only way to unlock new tours is to complete an extensive set of goals from the trick challenges that are refreshed on a daily basis. That is, many hours after completing a daily objective that required me to do multiple manuals, I found myself sleepwalking through a separate tutorial mission about how to manual.
Excellent, you've got it.
The whole progression loop is simply geared around collecting enough in-game currency to open loot boxes. Want to rank up? You need to return to the store to trigger that.
Really? Bro, that's so scummy. So that means that anytime you want to rank up, you have to return to the store where they plaster ads all over the store for you to buy stuff. That's garbage, dude.
Hey, while you're at the store, why not open some boxes
Exactly! Exactly!
Game credits. I didn't bother opening any of them for the first few days because I wasn't interested, but I eventually realized the boxes also contain additional reputation points that are important for leveling up your neighborhood rank.
That's so
and unlocking new
stupid. That's so stupid. So it's like a cell phone game where you have to either do the dailies and grind it out till you die, or you have to buy the... Dude, that's so stupid. That's so scummy.
Travel spots, so you basically have to open them. This means sitting through the unskippable congratulations animation for each individual one that I assume has been meticulously modeled for maximum poker machine potency every single time.
Oh, that's
Which boxes?
so stupid.
These ones, just past all the premium items you need to hand over real money for instead. Wait, why are there bundles of items priced at 1,600 skate bucks when skate bucks are available in increments of 500 and 1,050?
Oh, big surprise. Big surprise. Almost as if it's... Yo, we cannot pass laws against this fast enough. We really can't.
Oops. Guess you'll have to buy more than you need. It's insidious, and I hate it. I hate it in other games, and I hate it in this one. I'm not young and immune to...
Why would you ever play a game that's built to make you lose? Don't play the game.
To the caveats of free-to-play games.
I will never, ever, ever touch this game. I have sworn off multiplayer games. Anytime a game comes out and it's online only, I swear off of it immediately. I don't care what it is. Could be a new God of War game. If I see that God of War is going to be an online only game, my ass is out.
It makes it feel like a service and a
I don't
store
care
first,
how good the main story is.
and a game second. Hell, maybe that's true. After all, if it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck,
I guess it's a goddamn duck.
it's a duck. That's what my female
Go to sleep. See you, man. Have a good sleep.
parent used to say.
But you shut that down. The Dax will dig the footy. That was nuts, and they ain't allergic.
Ain't allergic.
If I said there weren't times when playing the new early access
Stay
skate
safe
where I
out there, the
found
world's
myself
crazy.
hooked on clearing a task or engaged in executing an impromptu line I challenged myself to make, I'd be lying. Thanks in large part to its smooth controls, it is true that cruising around in Skate does have the capacity to tickle the dusty part of my brain that still delights in booting up.
But the thing is that you could play other games. Tony Hawk just released a new skateboarding game that's way better than this, and it's not online only.
Skate 2 every now and then, just to turn back the clock, noodle around and unwind. However, these moments are fleeting. Skate is just so aggressively different in tone, style, and spirit from its ancestors that any brief trance I found myself in was constantly broken by its embarrassing dialogue, trite art style, and sterile mobile game style progression. arming Skate with a faithful facsimile of the incredible feel of the old games.
I guarantee you they're going to try to port this over to the cell phone. They're trying to do the same thing that Fortnite did, but they're trying to do it in like a skating version of the game. It's not
means
gonna work.
little if the rest of it
There's
is
just not enough people that like skateboarding games to justify a game like this. There just isn't.
constantly turning me off.
And even so, they have other alternatives. It's not like Fortnite where you had the one alternative. You have other alternatives already. These developers just don't think.
Unfortunately, Skate is so fundamentally irritating and unsatisfying in every other way that there is currently just no appeal here whatsoever for me to play this over any of the originals.
Damn.
As they may be. I don't know what Skate will look like in 12 months' time, or when it's no longer in early access, but it's left a horrible first impression. The Fortnite-ification of Skate may well...
Oh! Get fucked, losers! Oh, 4! Holy crap! That's probably the worst review I've ever seen of a game from IGN. IGN, let's go! Oh, man! At least they say it like it is now.
...that happened to skate culture since Razor scooters.
Yo, let's go! IGN. I am actually very hyped about this game. I think it's already released. It looks so funny, dude.
Yeah, because of the bare feet.
I don't know if I'll play it. I'm so entranced with Borderlands right now. I don't know if I can play it.
That's how I
My
like
addiction is being fed by Borderlands currently.
As someone who lives for the unexpected, unique, and downright weird, it only took about 5 seconds for the absolute
Dude, look at the sweat!
craziness of baby steps to steal my
Bro, you know that guy's got to be miserable in that. He's all wet. He's like sweating. He's sliding around in the dirt.
heart.
He has no clothes. Oh no!
This spiritual successor to pain-inducing cult classics, Quap and Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy.
Funny enough, this was from a different game. He got his idea from a different game that was like a pixelated one. That's where he got his idea from.
Who is also one of the developers here, is a similarly exasperating physics-based walking simulator that asks you to control the most unwieldy human ever created as you push yourself through increasingly arduous
that looks
obstacles.
crazy. Oh no!
The result is one of the most hilariously infuriating journeys it has ever been my pleasure to rage through. With writing that consistently cracked me up,
It's blacker than the inside of a cow in there.
a story with more heart than I expected, and brilliant branching paths that let you choose your own level of anguish as you explore the dreamlike world, I had a hard time staying mad at this wonderfully bizarre odyssey, even in its most maddening moments.
Where are you headed?
Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck is that? That's not even a mask. That's an actual head.
Top. You know there is nothing up there, right?
Yeah. Like just about everything in Baby Steps, the story told here is eccentric, to say the very least.
What the fuck?
Play as Nate, a 35-year-old neckbeard who has sleepwalked through his entire life and suddenly finds himself on a hiking trip he's laughably unprepared for.
Nothing to be ashamed of. Everybody falls. Let's get you on your feet.
It's nice to meet you.
After inexplicably refusing to accept help from anyone as he fumbles around without so much as shoes on his feet.
Just feet, huh?
Yeah, just feet.
Presumably because he avoids social interaction almost as much as he does cardio, he goes toe-to-toe with formidable environmental hazards, all while wearing a dirty, stretched-out onesie that looks like he hasn't removed it in several years. But despite being one of the most immediately unlikable characters of all time, I found this sad sack growing on me in a big
He's so awkward in his conversations. I actually don't think he knows what to say.
way over time, as his awkwardness peels away to reveal an isolated and depressed softie I couldn't help but root for. The goofy characters you meet along the way are oddly compelling. They're all voiced by the same handful of people, delivering what I suspect is highly improvised dialogue, that sort of meanders through each cutscene, which works shockingly well. For example, Jim, who tries to serve as Nate's onboarding guide, but is repeatedly rebuffed until he effectively becomes a bitter antagonist of sorts, never failed to amuse me with each unwelcome appearance.
I might take that. That looks better.
You can't. It's too hard for you.
It's not that hard.
I cackled loud enough to annoy my neighbors twice in the first hour alone, and found myself peculiarly drawn to the lewd cast and absurdist story that unfolds. Granted, no small part of that is the fact that Baby Steps is
Nope, I haven't done your video yet. I will, though. I got it pulled up. Did you post it yesterday? I felt so bad whenever I opened up Discord this morning. I was like, did he post this yesterday? Where's it at? Here it is. Wow, why the fuck is yours all the way back there? We're going to move yours up before Bigfoot. And we're going to move Nigel's behind yours just before Bigfoot. Do we have any other gaming stuff? We're going to move that and give him some space. We're going to move that all the way to the end. Got that one. We got some good stuff today. I'm very excited. We're going to move this up because that's gaming. We're going to move that before Bigfoot. We might have to move this. No, we'll move it there. But yeah.
Which definitely appeals to my depraved sense of humor and lust for nonsense.
You're kind of sitting on my husband,
Oh, I'm so sorry.
But even when its jokes don't quite land, it still won me over just by
Oh,
being
no!
so unlike all the humdrum hero's journey tales
No!
I've seen 1,000 times, instead favoring outlandish and unconventional ideas that kept me guessing every step
Bro,
of
look
the
at his
way.
hat.
You
Got a
know,
little
the,
froggy hat.
Not sure what your
the old, you know, the
headphones?
no.
Donkey?
Of course, as a quite literal walking simulator, you spend the vast majority of the time on your own just trying to put one foot in front of the other, which is way, way harder than it sounds. That's because instead of pressing one button to move forward, Baby Steps forces you to control each leg independently, often resulting in you face planting into the dirt like a 4-year-old operating a broken pair of stilts. If this doesn't sound particularly hard to you, guess again, as it took me several hours before I could walk on even slightly bumpy terrain without treating my face to a 3-course meal of rocks.
Oh! Bro, the way he throws his ass up in the air is great.
To a
He
3-course
just throws
meal
that thing
of
back.
rocks.
Watch. Boom!
The counterintuitive magic of Baby Steps, however, is that what starts off feeling like insurmountably ass-backwards controls eventually becomes second nature.
This game reminds me a lot of Manual Samuel. It was a game that was released whenever I was really watching YouTube. I watched Mark play it, then I watched Jack play it, watched PewDiePie. So many people, dude.
And there's actually a ton of depth baked into Nate's awkward movements that reveals itself the longer you commit to it. For example, the pressure you apply when pulling each trigger determines the precise height you will raise the corresponding foot. And lifting one causes Nate to press against whatever's under the other with much greater force, something that can both cause you to slip or save you from a spill depending on the situation.
Oh!
By the end of my 20-hour voyage, I was carved out of
What is that? Bro, what the fuck is that? There's no way!
goddamn wood, scaling sheer walls with the dexterity and grace of a mountain goat trained in the ancient art of ninjutsu, and performing feats that would have seemed downright impossible mere hours earlier. Don't get me wrong, there were still plenty of times where I fell to the ground while just walking around on normal terrain, even as I neared the end of the 20 hours it took me to reach the credits, and it never stops feeling like a pain in the derriere just to pull off basic movement.
Oh!
But I also ended up developing a deep respect for the system that was given to me, which has so much nuance and so many tricks to learn that I felt like the only limit to what I could pull off was my own skill. For a hyper-competitive person like myself, this pulled me into an inescapable pursuit of mastery that kept me awake long into the night, cursing my creators as I tumbled to the ground for the 50th time in a row.
Yo, I ain't even gonna...
Most of the time in a row.
Did he curse?
Most of the time, the frustration I felt while trying to move my unwieldy avatar through mountain ranges and dark caves felt extremely harsh, but fair. And I was almost always...
You know what? That's what I was going to say. You know what makes this even worse? When you're recording, you have to account for your camera overheating. You have to account for your camera battery dying. You have to account for the hours of work you're going to have to put in after you make it. Well, this guy probably not. He's got an editor, but... and then you have to account for a lot of things. It makes the stress, like, compact times 10 when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Learning something new about Nate's dumb body as I flailed around through convoluted puzzles. That said, there were also times where I felt not so much in control of my own success. For example, sometimes Nate would get caught on an object or move in some bizarre, unexpected way that would lose me 20 minutes of progress as I tumbled helplessly down a massive obstacle course I had just climbed. And these made for some of the most rage-inducing moments in my adventure.
Don't!
To be clear, these moments were very rare, and my failures were overwhelmingly a case of me just needing to get good. But when you're already getting sand kicked into your open eyes while everything is working as expected, feeling like you had no control over your own success even 1% of the time makes it hurt a lot more.
Oh, God.
Although baby steps can be incredibly frustrating to play and has challenges so grueling I regularly considered if I'd prefer to just tumble down a hill myself, it also deliberately makes the vast majority of these hurdles completely optional and almost always placed thoughtfully within view as you make your hike ever upwards. This meant that although I often felt devastating pain at repeated failed attempts to, for example, climb to the top of a crumbling temple in the jungle, I couldn't really get too mad in the knowledge that I voluntarily subjected myself to that torment and could just as easily move on along the main path where the level of difficulty was much more manageable. It's actually an awesome structure because it allowed me to take on spicier paths when I was feeling up to it, then move on if I ever felt like I wasn't improving my skills by beating my head against the current trial, though I was almost always too stubborn to do so. I really appreciated this approach, which lets you pick your own level of suffering and grow at your own pace, and I always felt rewarded for taking the more extreme route by triggering a goofy cutscene or little story bit at the end. It also helps keep things fresh that each leg of your hike up the giant mountain is accompanied by a new, unique-looking area, from sandy deserts that make it even harder to get around as the ground moves beneath your feet, to a derelict mine with dark tunnels and splintered wood that require extreme precision to navigate. The environments run the gamut and never stopped providing fresh ideas.
I feel like you wouldn't be able to stay angry at this game because of the wacky physics. I feel like there's too many parts where you'd be laughing.
Like one part where I had to learn
I don't think you
how
could
to
stay angry at this
ride
game.
a water turbine. Or another where slippery frozen lakes forced me to master balance and intentional movement. It's worth noting that none of this, from the levels themselves to the characters you meet, looks particularly good. In fact, Baby Steps is downright ugly most of the time, and has a surprising amount of pop-in for a game where all you do is walk really slowly. But with how unhinged everything else is, the lo-fi identical trees and blurry faces kinda work with its generally gross vibe.
But where's the bathroom?
You're outside, just go behind a bush.
I wasn't expecting one of my favorite games of 2025 to be about a socially awkward blob in a stained onesie with such poor motor skills that he ragdolls to the ground on the slightest of uneven surfaces. But here we are. Baby Steps is a triumphantly quirky physics game that
Is he gonna
asks
give
you
it a
to
10?
challenge
There's no
yourself,
way.
both with alluring hiking obstacles that had me screaming to the heavens.
Oh no! Oh, that's the worst!
And a shockingly unconventional story and characters that ended up feeling like family by the end. Despite centering itself around intentionally awkward controls, it has a deceptive level of depth that made me eager to master it, and I got incredibly lost in the sauce as I tried to best its most daunting challenges.
No!
If you like a good laugh,
There's so many clips of him trying to get that stupid fruit.
Extreme difficulty, or just hate yourself, then I can't recommend Baby Steps enough.
Damn, they gave it a 9. That's what's up.
For more, check out our recent reviews of Hollow Knight Silk Song.
That was good stuff, man. That was good stuff. Oh yeah. So Kojima released a new game yesterday, or a trailer for one. It's a horror game that looks really good. Like, I'm talking like mega good.
Alan Knight here with today's fix of gaming news. Hideo Kojima celebrated the 10th anniversary of Kojima Productions with a new look.
And there's an anime. There's a Death Stranding anime.
Upcoming projects. Sony has announced a replacement for their PlayStation Stars Rewards program. It's not that great, and we have a new state of play to look forward to. Let's go. Of a Christopher Nolan production, with a Beyond the Strand live stream highlighting the company's upcoming projects. And in true Hideo Kojima fashion, we can expect more than just video game. It's a horror game in partnership with Xbox Game Studios, and we still have no idea what the plot is. But it will star Sophia Lillis, Udo Kier, and Hunter Schafer. The trailer starts with a cryptic text with some redacted words hinting at something that happened 10 years ago. Something about a curse, Lilith looking very scared at something approaching her from behind, and as a testament to modern face scanning technology, it's still hard to believe that this isn't actually Sophia Lillis, but instead a high-quality 3D scan of her. Tagline, "Here comes the feeling." Your guess is as good as mine as to what features the tagline, "Here comes the feeling." This PlayStation-produced game.
A Hideo Kojima game. Isn't. This isn't? Oh, is this the new espionage game that he was talking about? This might be the new espionage sneaking game that he was talking about.
Which features the tagline, "Here comes the feeling." Your guess is as good as mine as to what that means. Kojima said the game is still in its conceptual phase, but it will be some kind of espionage thriller, and it will star Charlie Frazier from Furiosa: A Mad Max Saga, Don Lee from Marvel's Eternals, and Godzilla.
No shot, really?
-1's Minami Hamabe. Again, the game is still very early, so don't expect this one until after OD Knock drops. There's also a new Death Stranding project, this one with the working title Death Stranding Mosquito, and it's an animated film. It won't follow Sam Porter Bridges, but the new character will, quote, suck something important, hence the title Mosquito. In other Death Stranding news, A24 and director Michael Sarnowski gave an update on the movie, which they said will tell a new story set in the game's universe. Sarnowski said, quote, with this project, we really want to capture the soul of the game, capture the themes of the game, but we also want to tell a story that you haven't seen in that world and explore characters.
I ain't gonna lie, Death Stranding 2 wasn't very good. First one was so much better.
You haven't seen before. Also,
I kind of feel like the second one just had no real purpose in it even existing. It solved nothing.
Want to find all that scope and all those incredible real locations, but also find all of those nuanced characters and just do justice to this on the micro and macro scale.
But Kojima did say that he really didn't have a hand in it for the most part, so that's probably why.
And there was also a reveal of the Kojima Productions branded credit card. Yes, a credit card that will let you earn points.
I'd imagine there's a reason why Kojima went over to Xbox.
Points that can be spent for Kojima Productions merch. There's also a collab with sake brand Zaku for a Ludo-themed sake, and a partnership with Pokemon Go creator Niantic on a new augmented reality game that Kojima described as, quote, like the real Death Stranding in the real world. Maybe you just get hired at UPS and that's the game. For more details on these projects.
That's fun. That's really cool. We got Chad! Oh wait, why is this fucking... Wait a minute.
Hey, welcome back, and today I'm going to be testing out my nuclear freaking arsenal.
Oh, he's got a nuclear arsenal.
Look at this, look at this.
Ooh.
Alright, watch this. This is gonna be so sick. Oh no!
Oh! We got blown the fuck up!
Oh! Maybe I shouldn't
Oh, we got another one. Oh, that one actually took off. Small? That's the small version? Oh!
Alright, moving on.
God. Oh yeah, you gotta meld them to get weld them. How are you gonna throw that? Gmod has so much stuff in it. It's kind of impressive. Oh! Oh!
I'm on fire.
Uh-oh.
Hey, look at the napalm go. Reminds me of something. Okay, this is my
Oh!
favorite one that Russia gave me.
Oh! That made big boom.
Nah, I have radiation poisoning.
Oh, bro, you should take a bunch of those and like weld them all together and make it. Try to crash your computer.
I need to hear.
Oh! 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 What do the yellow ones do? What do the fat men do?
Speaking of Fallout.
Oh! Fallout nuke.
Anyways.
Oh! This gonna make big boom.
We're cooked!
Oh, it's actually sucking in the air. Oh! Oh! Damn, bro!
This is like one of my favorite typing. I beat.
Uh-oh. Oh! Oh! Damn, that Fallout one's still going. Oh! Oh!
What's the last one?
Damn, that one made your audio go out, go in and out. What is that? Oh, that thing was crazy. God damn! Oh, that's a. What is that thing?
Hey, my favorite one, the first one.
Uh-oh. Oh!
And I can't see anymore. What's the last one? I can't see.
You didn't do the Fat Man yet. Yeah, I want to see that one.
Killer bombs.
That's it. No! I wanted to see the big one. Damn you! Okay, so Occupy Democrats. Just say it down in the description of the channel, on the freaking the video or the whatever that I'm gonna be doing with this. You could even say it in the comments of the stream. Just let me know. You know, send me over a message. Hit my email up. Whatever you got, bro, just let me know and I'll take it down. Ain't no reason to strike the channel.
Comedian Jimmy Kimmel
I will take it down without question.
With Disney, the parent company of ABC, which broadcasts Kimmel's show, throwing a surprise grenade into the scandal. This is a big twist and one Trump is going to hate. Welcome to Occupy Democrats. I'm David Reddish. Last week saw the cancellation of the late-night talk show Jimmy Kimmel Live dominate headlines. On Monday night, Kimmel performed his opening.
It kind of shocks me that so many people were ready to stand up for Jimmy Kimmel, but no one stood up for Tucker Carlson whenever he got canceled. I mean, there were people that were, obviously upset with everything that was going on in the time, but like
monologue making reference to Donald Trump's reaction to the death of right-wing provocateur Charlie Kirk.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half-staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
I love how hard they're trying to alienate this as much as they can. It's kind of impressive, like honestly, how hard they're trying to one-up one party over the other, even over the loss of life. It's sad, really.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty.
It's at the fourth stage of grief, construction. There's demolition, construction. This is not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old mourns a goldfish.
Notice how Kimmel wasn't making fun of Charlie Kirk or his death there. He was, however, mocking the hysterical reaction.
But that's not the reason why he got canceled. He got canceled because of the first clip. Maybe I shouldn't watch this because I feel like this guy's just going to strike my channel out of spite. Well, I mean, I guess that falls under fair use criticism. I just don't think it's going to be worth the headache. 'Cause I'm already like just based on the first thing he's trying to logic.
There.
That's not why he got his show canceled. They showed the clip as to why he got his show canceled. They got his show canceled because of this clip right here. Because this guy tried to say that the killer of Charlie Kirk was the same people that are in the White House, and that's not the case. People that killed Charlie Kirk are disgusting and they're currently classified. So it's kind of really messed up that even after someone has just been killed, these people still continue to push the poke and prod the bear, and that's why he got his damn show canceled. And you know what's crazy is that even though his show's coming back, most television channels, like people, aren't even going to allow his show because they're boycotting it. So I don't know where he's going to air at, but it won't even be on national television. Might have to. Okay, so we got Nintendo is suing the US government. Because that's a thing that we have to worry about. Stupid idiots.
Nintendo may be taking on the world, and that may include the U.S. government as its lawfare campaign expands and continues. Of course, I'm Andrew Esquire, American attorney, and it's the legal mindset we teach you to be your own judge. So let's get right into it today. So this is a topic that many people have asked me to cover. And they've been asking me to cover this for a very, very long time because it's something very much ongoing, and it affects not just Nintendo, not just Pokemon and Pal World, but the entire gaming space. And this could affect a genre. This could affect the gaming space, the modding community, and even Nintendo itself. This could be make or break for Nintendo, where they cement an image in the world, in the gaming community, as the villain, as the evil corporation, and really turn things downward for their very own business. But we're going to talk about this today from both a legal perspective and also from a business perspective, because as I am a corporate attorney, I've seen the inside of these corporations. I know what makes business sense and what doesn't. And indeed, this campaign of lawfare is absolutely suicidal for Nintendo. And of course, this is a fast facts video. So if you want to see the longer, make sure you Japanese. And of course, when the US government gets involved, well, that will be a lawsuit in America. So let's talk about this. So first of all, there's an update that Nintendo is now arguing as part of their ongoing lawsuit with Power World that mods don't count as proper games. So what they're attempting to do is have Power World say, hey, you need to shut down every single mod out there of Power World, especially if it would even seem a little bit like Pokemon.
That's
We're going to
so
have you shut
stupid.
that down because Power World is, of course, being accused
Bro,
of being
they are just out for Power World, man. That's kind of crazy.
too similar to Pokemon, and therefore, hey, we're going to say you got to shut down everything. Now, mind you, their current lawsuit is over patents. It's
So
actually
you're gonna sue Power World, but not Minecraft for having Pixelmon? Because Minecraft has a modding community that made it's called like Pixelmon, and then there's also there's another one. There's another mod. It's
not a copyright lawsuit, but they're attempting to expand it further. And you can see that, of course, people are coming out with mods and spin-off games right now. You see
That's
Pal
so
Farm
fun.
here, which is a Pal World spin-off game, enjoying a farming life with mysterious creatures known as pals. This is exactly the type of thing Nintendo hates. And what Nintendo is missing out here is that both Pal World and all these mods like Pal Farm,
yeah. I don't understand how anyone can buy a Nintendo device nowadays. But you're absolutely a part of the problem. Nintendo is scum. They're terrible.
are things that actually help Nintendo, help the company, and help everybody, but only because they're operating from this scarcity mindset, which drives them into this insane.
Well, they're scared because people are making better games than the slop that they've been putting out for the past 30 fucking years. It's garbage. It's been the same style of text, the same style of gameplay for 30 years. And somebody comes up with a game that people actually want to play, and it makes millions in a matter of weeks. That's what you get, Nintendo. Maybe if you had catered to your audience instead of trying to lock them down, you'd have that money.
Lawfare, are they dragging them Nintendo's decision? So the big issue with this precedent is if Nintendo wins this precedent, then any game which looks at another game and says, hey, this looks sort of similar to me, or hey, I made some last minute patent, and we're going to talk about the sneaky patent troll level BS that Nintendo is pulling. Any company could come out, file a last minute patent, and stop.
What's crazy is if you think about it, a company that didn't even make the gameplay mechanic could file a patent and take that mechanic as their own.
Mods.
If
This
that's
would
the case.
kill the modding community. This would allow big corporations, big corpos to nuke on the mod, or they make official support for that mod, right? Look at Dota, right? Dota became a thing, right? And that's, once again, seemed petty and ultimately pushed them deeper and deeper into the villain role. And the biggest thing,
I don't think they can go any deeper into the villain role. They already tried to change the gaming market and make every game $80, and it didn't work. Fuck them. They're losers. They're money hungry.
Initial analysis has said, yeah, well, it's technically legal, but they really don't want a judge to look at it. If a judge looked at this,
yeah,
they might say, hold on there, especially in the United States, hold on there. What you're trying to do is control the entire pocket monster genre, or even pocket character, or sub-character genre.
That's why they're trying to keep it out of court.
You really can't do that. You can't do that in America. You can't say, hey, no, we own the entire genre. You can't do anything in this entire genre. That's not allowed. Think about superheroes, saying, hey, you can't make a superhero genre, or you can't make a monster genre, or whatever else, right? A horror genre, dinosaur genre, right? How far are we going to let these corporations go and just monopolizing genres? It doesn't make sense, and it stifles creativity. It's absolutely horrible for everybody. If any of those patents in the U.S. are challenged, U.S. courts might not look so favorable.
No, of course not. They're going to do it in their own court system. Of course. I mean, that's how a lot of people get away with some of the scummy stuff. Like, think about Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. There's a reason why Amber won the divorce court, but then she lost the defamation suit because he did She did it in her court when she did the divorce, and he did it in his court whenever he did the defamation suit, in a court where he was actually allowed to use the evidence that should have been used in her court.
Favorably on
Prove how
Nintendo.
much of a
So under
scumbag she
US
was.
law, they might be in some trouble, and that's where Nintendo is probably sweating right now. Because if someone with deep enough pockets came at them and really came at them hard and really pressed them, they might be in some big trouble. So I want to get into a situation with America. In fact, it got brought up today by ICE in the Department of Homeland Security, which dropped a very spicy video. And I'm wondering whether there's some base Chad in the social media department at DHS.
That's
who's just
so
sitting there.
funny.
He's a gamer, and he's like, "Hey, you know what's trending right now? Nintendo being an asshole. So let's troll them and let's absolutely poke Nintendo, because if anybody can go after Nintendo, it is the U.S. government. Once again, Nintendo
absolutely.
has a lot of money, but the
U.S. government has way
can just
more.
print money. I mean, they just print money. And what makes it even worse is most Japanese debt, if you don't know this, they tend to have a lot of it denominated in U.S. dollars. So as the U.S. prints, that just hurts the Japanese side. So Nintendo attempting to borrow would probably just end up benefiting the U.S. government, which just would fuel the lawsuit. So it's absolutely a glorious situation. It's litigious. We have to sue. I would love that. And I say it as a term of endearment, right?
That's
of
so
course,
funny,
I'm joking.
dude.
That would be horrible for Nintendo. That would be absolutely disaster, history. And then the best thing that made me really laugh was weakness to ICE. That's absolutely hilarious. And of course, they all died to a shed ninja.
Oh my
Isn't it sad
God.
when you all died to a shed ninja. But anyways, let's look at this in fair use. So let's say, hey, if Nintendo's going to come with the U.S. government, what would happen? What are the fair use factors? And this applies to a lot of other cases as well. You can use this just broadly, especially for copyright, etc. Well, there's really 4 things: purpose and character.
I'm actually even shocked that Nintendo has even gotten as far as they have with Power World. I think Power World is really trying to just get this thing dropped, because they even went as far as changing the PAL spheres, and they made it into something else. And Nintendo still is trying to press them. Bro, like, Nintendo needs to hop off Power World's dick.
Is it commercial?
Like, seriously,
Is it
go find
research,
someone else to
educational,
harass.
Governmental. The nature, is it factual or creative? The amount and substantiality of the work used. So if we're talking about the Ethan Klein lawsuits, right? If you just watch all of his content, that's all of it. That's really one of Ethan's stronger arguments in his lawsuits against Casey Tron, Denims, and the Orbiters, and Discord and Reddit. But they just use some clips, right? So that's a much different story. And then last is the effect on the market. So are you a market competitor? Are you a market competitor to Pokemon? So let's look at that compared it to the U.S. government. Let's pretend in a magical world, where Pokemon and Nintendo sue the U.S. government. This is not going to go well for them, because
they're not going to sue the U.S. government.
Right?
They're cowards.
And it just takes over your thoughts. Beyond that, there's strategic differentiation. So let's talk about Pokemon and Power World. So,
and you know what's even crazier is that it's what Legal Mindset had said. If Pokemon actually did take Power World to court, I mean, if I was a Power World exec, I would just use the U.S. court system. I wouldn't even bother using their court system. I'd be like, yeah, sure, let's go to court. I'm not going over there. You can gladly sue me here, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would use the U.S. court system. Like, the hell with them. Seriously, like, it's ridiculous. It's crazy.
Pokemon is intended for,
but they're not going to do that, because the minute that any judge looks at this, they're going to throw it right out. They're just trying to use this to bully them into a corner.
Intended, because that said, and I'm looking at all of you guys out there, and listen, I don't care how much Tylenol you've taken. I'm not going to judge you, right? No judgment here in the Legal Mindset. Yes, I know older people play Pokemon. I know a lot of adults that play. What it does is it boosts the genre, increase visibility. People are talking about pocket monsters, right? Pocket monsters becomes cool again. It becomes.
This is the reason why a lot of people were against, like what he's saying right now. A lot of people were against the whole reaction content. A lot of people still are, because they live in the Stone Age. But reaction content helps your audience grow. Like, if I react to, like, for example, if Asmongold reacts to somebody's video and they've got 200 subs, they just gained like 200,000 subs. It helps you grow and thrive. And the people that are living under a rock, like that jackass that struck my channel for that Death Stranding thing, don't seem to understand that people reacting to your content isn't them stealing your content. It's them not only promoting it, but it also gets more people talking about it. It helps,
and beyond that,
channels
what it does
grow
is
and
it
thrive.
boosts the genre, increase
It's the same
visibility.
thing with
People
this.
are talking about pocket monsters, right? Pocket monsters becomes cool again. It becomes a thing. Good for everybody. You do not need to knock everybody out. So my kind of, preaching to Nintendo here, it's sort of, the choose the path of good, right? I've been on this kind of thing.
I think that if Nintendo wants to sue the U.S. government, then they're just going to get fucked. I'd imagine that their legal team strongly advised against that, so they're probably not going to do anything. I just think that it's crazy. It's crazy to me that...
Ceiling cracking. Tunnel rumbling like it will collapse. Ghost sabotage active.
Oh, all right, hold on. Check out Bigfoot Vlog. Check out Bigfoot Vlog. Awesome channel.
Estes Park, Stanley Hotel, Legend Factory. I'm Bigfoot, daily vlogger. Haunted history, zero fear. Stephen
Zero
King
fear,
slept here,
boys.
wrote nightmares. I'm built different. Furred courage. Verified.
That's right. Fur courage, man. Whoa.
We test legends. Lore says maid Elizabeth Wilson survived a blast. Still tidies rooms. If she tucks me in, hi.
Front doors open, there it is. The famous staircase straight ahead. Legends say it's alive, watching.
They call this staircase a vortex. Energy portal vibes.
Stanley
if something
Hotel.
chills me, we document every shiver. Halfway up, piano still in sight. If those keys twitch, I'm vaulting rail like Olympian.
Right? Yo.
Flora Stanley allegedly plays alone. If keys move, I'm applauding, then sprinting, then denying sprint.
Yo. We can play. Nice.
Plan. Sweep room 217. King's Muse. Then 4th floor for kids' footsteps. If noises rise, basement after. Front desk deserted. No clerk.
Why would you immediately go down to the basement? No, that's the worst place you could go.
Perfect horror setup. Still checking myself into haunted residency. Room 217 key. King's inspiration, guest's nightmare. They left it waiting for fur and fear.
Heading
Fur
toward
and fear,
217,
that's right.
lights glitching, hallway
Uh-oh.
collapsing, something surging power here. I'm done marching.
Stephen King's Muse. Handle quivered. Do I knock or pray first?
Both. Do
Inside
both.
217. Bed looks tucked, air colder. Elizabeth Wilson, are you still clocked in here? Pillow dented itself, sheets smoothing, no hands visible. Housekeeping on ghost contract, still folding from afterlife.
Uh-oh. Run!
Room 217, never again. Sheets moving themselves, air
Go back.
frozen. I'm done. 4th floor next, pray it's safer. 4th floor reports children running. No kids checked in. Let's see if recess is eternal. That's laughter. Tiny, high-pitched, sprinting. Down. 4th floor was alive. Laughs, shadows chasing. I'm done up here. Basement's next, even if it kills me. Heading down. Air
Still
dense,
going to the
walls
basement even
dripping.
after all? Dude.
Basement smells like iron and mildew. Classic
Ew.
horror welcome mat. Lights flickering Morse code, saying leave. Shadow stretching wrong. House knows cardio better than me. Breath fogging, draft cutting sideways. No vent down here, yet air feels alive.
Bro, it sounds like a rap. Sounds like he's
Wrong
rapping.
alive. Voices under concrete, angry cadence,
Concrete.
no words. Somebody buried their conversation in basement walls.
Damn!
That vent hissed like a ghost's lungs. I'm done standing near it. Moving, other side now. Mirror tucked away, reflection twisting like melted plastic. Basements shouldn't cosplay funhouse. Saw that flash, taller shadow than me. Replay it. Door slammed by itself, zero draft.
Ghost CrossFit training. I'm leaving nothing shut anymore.
Bro, like, how crazy would that be if you walked in and there was just a ghost cross training? That'd be crazy.
Temperature nosedived, breath fogging thick.
Ooh.
This isn't airflow, it's an energy shift. Symbols carved deep, circular patterns, claw marks. Someone signed basement lease with scratches. GoPro glitching.
Signed basement lease with
waves,
scratches.
warping picture. Ghosts hugging my Wi-Fi. Basement's escalating. Growls, slams, whispers layering. My stupidity equals content. But I'm pushing deeper. Hidden tunnels, blueprints never marked this. Darkness eats beam whole. Logic says leave. Vlog says enter. Tunnel.
Right? Yo, that's how it is with content.
Grave dirt. Brick walls sweating. Echoes rehearsed. Stupidity level rising fast. Scratches look fresh. Edges crumbling. Something's pacing here, sharpening claws. Not comforting information. Breath cloud hovering. No one here. Invisible lungs just sighed in my face.
Ooh!
Brick chunk chemicade beside me. No rats caused that. Ghosts renovating violently. Shadow sprinted left to right, shoulders clear. Ghost cardio is insane. Whisper count exploding. 5, 6 voices overlapping, circling. Basement hosting choir, practice of the damned. Tunnel squeezing shut, brick scraping fur. Claustrophobia speedrun unlocked.
I've seen claustrophobia, dude. It's spooky. They had a firefighter that, well, not a firefighter. I don't think he actually ever became one because he never took EMT, but he got claustrophobic because of the tight spaces. Bro, he got up out of there. He was screaming like a little bitch. It's the craziest thing to watch because he played it off as a Charlie horsing, but I was like, nah, because even the people that were pulling his gear off were like, nah, dude, he wasn't Charlie horsing.
Something pressed my shoulder. Full hand, no body. Ghost broke personal space policy. GoPro frying, static ripping picture apart. Spirits shutting receipts off.
Ooh!
MLB poltergeist confirmed. Fork tunnels.
Bro, now he's lost. Now he's really in it. He's really lost now.
Right colder. Pick an icy death buffet. That's human-sized bone. Murder Museum now hosting me live. Child laughter bouncing. No kids here. Only demons with recess. Fresh claw marks. Edges flaking now. Monsters sharpening nearby. Ceiling cracking. Tunnel rumbling like it will collapse. Ghost sabotage active. Flashlight died, dark, swallowing everything. Tunnel throat opens. Stone arch. Chamber yawns like a mouth. Darkness heavier, deeper. Force shoved me hard. Knees scrape dirt. Ghost linebacker active.
Ghost linebacker active.
Curved walls, bones, glass shards. Feels like ritual stage. My gut screams bail immediately.
Bro, all that was underneath that?
Deep.
Ooh.
Ritual circle, candle wax, stains unmentionable.
Why is it that anytime you see candle wax in any kind of horror thing, dude, it feels like those waxed candles last for an eternity? Like, you could be entering a tomb and you still see candles.
Signed ghost contracts here. Floor vibrating, house heartbeat sinking mind. Stones rattling like quake, only spiritual. Hands pressing through stone, palms, fingers.
Oh, that's grody. Ooh, I don't like that.
On wallpaper.
Oh, he fell again.
Slared me down hard. No attacker visible. Ghost linebacker scored again. Scratch ripped open on my arm, no claws visible. Pain's sharp, real. Ghosts breaking skin barrier now. 3 chairs flying at me, no hands, no gravity.
Ooh!
This is a full-on haunted furniture riot.
Howl ripping walls apart, deeper than bear, sharper than wolf. Ghost vocal cords flexing like surround sound hell.
Surround sound hell.
Dragging me into black pit. Grip iron tight. Death Uber confirmed.
Death Uber?
Exit plan engaged. Paranormal cross to homicide attempt. Views ain't worth coffin content.
Full sprint out, tunnel collapsing, shadows
Damn, bro,
chasing.
go get out of there.
Cardio test equals survival exam. Bursting out, door shattered, daylight peeking.
Hey, it's the first time he's actually broken through a door to get out. He must really not like that place.
Survival mode maximum.
Damn.
Outside, breath shredded, lungs fire. Behind me, hotel staring, windows glowing. Comment if I ever return.
Want a custom shout out, birthday wish, or roast from me? Head to Cameo, link in the description. I will make it
What's up,
legendary.
AW video? I wonder if Bigfoot Vlog is ever gonna like post again. It's been so long since he's posted. Oh damn, is he not even here anymore? Big. No, I'm sorry, not Bigfoot Vlog. Boom morphed again. I'm stupid. Boom morph again. Oh, still nothing. That was the last one he did with Queso. Oh well. Okay. I'm gonna use the bathroom and then we'll react to that one. Okay, we bake. Okay. Yeah, right. Is free trial for the. I get that. That's funny. Let's see. What do we got? Let's do this one. I'm gonna not do that one. Uh, this idiot. There. We'll do these ones. Okay, let's get it.
It just took over a major European city on behalf of not Europe. Trump tells the UN you might have a major issue. So a massive riot just took over a major European city on behalf of not Europe. Trump.
That seems to be the theme. I don't know what it is, but I bet it was a bunch of immigrants that took it over.
Tells the
Very
UN
interesting.
you might have a major issue on your hands.
It's like what I was saying the last time we covered something like this, where you see these immigrants going into these places, these other countries, and then you see, like within a couple months, the flags have changed from their country to the immigrants' country, and now people that live there, that have lived in that country their entire lives, or in that city their entire lives, are being arrested for taking down a foreigner's flag.
And the media
It's that we got to the moon first, so we put the U.S. flag on it.
Responds by telling you, ignore your eyes and ears. That was only a.
I can't tell you how many people have been in my comments saying that, oh, it doesn't matter. Like, this isn't actually happening or whatever. And I'm just like, no, we're just going to remove
disruption and accept when we do it to your country next. As in Milan, what started as peaceful marches waving this specific non-Italian, not even European flag quickly became riots, tossing rocks into cop cars.
That's exactly what was happening here in the U.S. Whenever we had all those riots down in L.A., they weren't even waving the American flag. Like every 30 flags of a foreign country you'd see one of the U.S. flag. And if it wasn't being burned, it was, having who knows what else happened to it. Like people were being attacked for waving the American flag. This almost happened to the U.S. This did happen to the U.S. They did the same thing in L.A. That's crazy.
But then they took over the train station.
That's insane.
Eventually making it inside, forcing Italian riot police to retreat. Now, searching this story, it's brushed off as an Italian worker strike that caused a disruption, not how masked men in black bloc pushed back riot police while destroying the infrastructure in the country's second largest city. As sadly this cover—
That's terrifying. Think about that. They were able to do that and push back riot police in the second largest city in that entire country.
Is just a cover-up for the causes of the riot, as MSNBC's front page was just talking about Project 2025, and CNN was focused in on how the Jimmy Kimmel Show is—
I'm not gonna lie, though, the reason for them not talking about this is because Americans are just tired of dealing with foreign affairs. We're tired of not being able to go to the grocery store and afford food, or the housing market being a disgusting disgrace to humanity. Now, you realize that 5 years ago, and I thought about this morning, and I told my fiance, I was like, you realize that 5 years ago, I left working at Walmart at $12 an hour. This was back in 2018. This is more than 5. This is like 6 years ago. I left Walmart making $12 an hour, which would have gotten me a really good apartment at 2 weeks. That's kind of shitty, actually, now that I think about it. But still, it was good money for what because I had come from Sonic, where I was making only like $500 to $530 every 2 weeks, which is still crap. And I was able to afford an apartment with $530 every 2 weeks. Like that's the crazy part. Now I left Walmart to work at the postal service where I made like $17 an hour, and I was bringing home like $1,200 a week every every 2 weeks, right? And with that amount of money, I could easily afford just about anything you can imagine. To her making $1,900 a page, like you could easily afford a 2-bedroom apartment with $1,200 every 2 weeks. Whenever, like 6 years ago. If you make $17 to $20 an hour, you can't even afford to fucking live in an apartment. Like that's the crazy part about it, is like, that's a problem. And I kind of understand why the US government isn't really giving a shit about what's going on in a different country, because, like, we got some serious problems here. Yeah, like $700 for a 2-bedroom, like, and that was with sometimes they would even have utilities included. That's really good. Like my friend, yeah, back in the same time was paying $700 for like, I remember I walked into some nice apartments that were across the street from a school, like the high school that I had went to, and they were saying like it's $800, and I was like, there's no way back then. And then now I'm looking at it and I'm seeing like, shit, those must be like $1,200 a month apartments right there, easily. That's crazy. We got some we got some problems in America, brother.
Returning, where even to know about this riot, we have to look up the article directly, with the AP writing Italian workers strike in solidarity. But digging into the article, it was since France and other European countries recognized Palestine, but the Italian Prime Minister wasn't quite ready. So, quote, grassroots unions are calling for a 24-hour strike. Interesting how the article headlines a peaceful march alongside union protests, conveniently omitting the actual attacks on their police, as it's all just to generate this general pressure against their prime minister to cater to their demands.
Yeah.
But let's be clear, they're making this out to be stop Italy from siding with their enemies. When yes, previously Italy accounted for 0.9% of the military equipment shipped over there, but ever since the war broke out, they have since stopped, even going as far as sending over 100 million euros of aid. But somehow none of that matters until you cater to every single new demand they have. And sadly, their mainstream media...
And that's kind of the issue with this whole thing, is like, at first it was, well, I'm trying to escape the war, let me go to your country, and then it goes from that to now the Americans are paying for your apartment when we don't even pay for our veterans who are homeless that have serious PTSD and can barely even get food stamps, to you guys being able to go out and get like $800-900 worth of food stamps and having a free place to stay. And we got people that are literally working their fingers to the bone and can't afford an apartment, much less a vehicle. That's some scummy shit. And now it went from that to causing riots in the U.S. streets, to the point where Trump finally was like, we're going to start cracking down and figuring out who's paying for this, and then it stopped. It finally stopped whenever Trump really started cracking down on this crap, because it's stupid.
Will look the other way when they destroy the city to get it. Just look at the AP's map of what European countries have already fallen in line, as the UK has seen years of this destruction, vandalizing a McDonald's for their movement, and now they're officially raising their flag in the UK, with their Prime Minister officially recognizing their state, revealing that this may cause them to owe a £2 trillion reparations bill to a state in Asia, once again proving that it's never enough. Italy can cease their arms shipments, send over 100 million euros in aid, but if they don't listen to their latest demand, I guess your city gets razed to the ground. And even when you do listen to their orders, now that 100 million euro bill just increased by 5,000%.
I don't know why that prime minister just didn't sit in the army. I would have just sit in the country's army to deal with that. I mean, I wouldn't allow them to use lethal force, but I would definitely send in enough to overthrow whatever they're trying to do.
And I know that number isn't accurate, but even though I'm not a math Asian, nobody knows what 2 trillion divided by 100 million is, and if you do, you're probably a nerd. But let's not get distracted.
Oh,
What's
dude,
actually
decoy voice,
happening
that's
in
what's
Europe,
up.
as President Donald Trump told the UN directly to their face.
Europe is in serious trouble. They've been invaded.
Europe is in a lot of trouble. Between their crackdown on their free speech, all these immigrants that are doing these horrible things to their young children, and then this, like
A force of illegal
they're in trouble.
aliens like pouring into Europe. Nobody's doing anything to change it, to get them out.
A lot of them are allowing it. A lot of the people in political power, they want this. Why?
It's not sustainable. And because they choose to be politically correct, they're doing just absolutely nothing about it.
I'm not getting any money off the government. Actually, I'm not making any money. I was a firefighter, you piece of shit. Get the fuck out of here, loser. The fuck do you know? I'm not making any money, by the way. All right, I'll let it go. I'll let it go. I did more for 6 months. I did more in 6 months than most people have for a community that wasn't even mine. I had to drive 45 minutes. I had to get up at 3 a.m. to go and fight fires for a community that wasn't even mine than most people have done in their entire lives. So don't give me that shit. If I wanted to pull Social Security, I couldn't even if I wanted to. I have to pay $300 a month on my ADHD pills out of fucking pocket. So you kiss my ass. I should be able to pull for Social Security, but I'm not. I should be able to pull for food stamps, but I'm not.
Calling them out for trying to do it in the US too.
The United Nations is funding an assault on Western countries and their borders. In 2024, the UN budgeted $372 million in cash assistance to support an estimated 624,000 migrants journeying into the United States. The UN also provided food, shelter, transportation, and debit cards to illegal aliens. Can you believe?
That's exactly what the Biden administration did in New York. That's exactly what they did. What is that about? Why are they doing this? What financial gain are the governments, like these people, getting from doing this? It makes no sense.
That on the way to infiltrate our southern border.
But somehow, MSNBC tried to paint this in a negative light.
Over the course of that 56 minutes, you heard the president there do a great deal of self-promotion and the pushing of American nationalism, saying, I have the highest poll numbers I've ever had. I'm right about everything. We are the hottest country in the world, and no other country is even close.
So we just saw a perfect example of the issues completely open borders can cause to your country. The corporate left-wing media...
We had to deal with that here. It caused a huge amount of trouble, and it still is, because ICE is still, like, whenever ICE originally went to LA, dude, it was a freaking shit show. It was crazy. Like, why are these political members allowing this? For the longest time, the Democrats have advocated against immigration. Illegal immigration, specifically. And now it's like the roles are reversed. Like, the entire thing's flipped.
Did their best to ignore literal riots. And when President Trump brings it up, the leftist news goes right back into, but the orange man is bad.
Exactly. I don't care if he's good or bad. You can't just start riots in your city. It doesn't matter. You can't advocate for death and violence. It's not how America was built. I mean, yes, it was built over wars, but the wars are over with. Now it's a democracy. We talk about it. And apparently a lot more people were with Trump than against him. So I don't know.
America is
just because you didn't get what you want doesn't mean you could cause anarchy and chaos.
Officially here right now. Leftist fearmonger over Trump rejecting globalism and making America great. And Trump...
I don't know why people are so quick to think that. I've heard that. You're not the only person that said that either. That's what's crazy. No, I don't think it's the Jews. I think that it's a handful of people that are being paid by some government somewhere to cause a destabilizing factor in a country so that way they can overtake it from within. Kind of like what happened to the UN just now in one of their biggest cities. That's what I think it is. I mean, that's the new type of war we have to deal with. Because the minute Trump was able to figure out how to cut off the funding to those protesters, it stopped. Overnight, literally.
How he's rejecting globalism and making America great. Of course, if you only listen to the liberal media apparatus, you'd think Italy isn't doing enough, and now the workers are striking for justice. Not the reality of Italy is already doing everything required in their constitution, but the moment they fell out of line to interests in Asia, masked men waving foreign flags took over infrastructure in their second largest city. And somehow when you don't want that to happen in America too, means you're an evil American nationalist. But at this point, I'm pretty sure most of us would proudly wear that badge.
If that's what it takes to be able to go to the store and get some food under $100, I mean, then that's... okay, sure, whatever. I don't care about a name. I care about being able to afford how to eat and stuff, bro. That's what I care about. Call me whatever you want. Okay, let's go.
He is optimistic over the additional assistance.
So this has to do with a possible World War III.
United States against Russia. Vladimir Putin, listen.
President Trump understands that we need more pressure on him. There's not enough pressure from the Europe. They are our partners, but it's not enough. We need pressure directly on Putin, and we count on sanctions from the United States side.
Meanwhile, President Trump is saying, quote, in a huge Truth Social post, I'll take an excerpt. I think Ukraine, with the support of the European Union, is in a position to fight and win all of their Ukraine's back its original Ukraine.
The reason why the U.S. is trying to stay out of this, because, like, you have to keep in mind that we're both world powers. And the thing is that both of us are kind of hovering over a nuclear button, as it were. So if the Ukraine could, in theory, win this with aid, that would probably be the best outcome for this. If I'm being completely honest. The last thing we want is another world war.
Back in its original form. Here to discuss this is Ambassador to the United Nations, Mike Waltz, in his first interview since being sworn in officially. Ambassador, congratulations.
Thanks, Brian.
You're in the eye of the storm. The change in positions of President Trump to where he is right now with President Zelensky, how would you characterize it?
Well, I think you're seeing the president's frustration and disappointment, frankly, with Putin.
I mean, there was never going to be a way for this to end without either the Ukraine giving up land to an aggressor or Vladimir. Because, like, you have to realize that this war's been going on now for almost 4 years, probably a little bit longer than that. And it shows that he's weak as a dictator because 4 years and he just recently was able to grab some land from the Ukraine. And his victory isn't exactly going as he intended it to, which shows a general weakness because he's losing ground with tanks to people with makeshift RPGs and non-soldiers. I mean, let's be honest here. This looks embarrassing. So, of course, like, he's either going to keep pressing forward to the point where there's going to be a new world war, or because Russia's going to be backed by quite a few other world powers. It's not going to be good if this actually keeps escalating. It's going to be really bad for everybody involved. So, like, we can't... So the people that are going to probably get in my comments and say, well, I don't really care, you should, because this could lead to another draft. This could be a nuclear war. Like, we don't know how this could go. This could be really bad for everybody involved, not just the Ukraine and Russia.
Has made innumerable calls. We had the summits in Saudi Arabia, in Turkey, in Alaska, obviously. And look, at the end of the day, Putin has to end this war.
He does. He's the only one that can stop this. And with how things are turning out, I don't really think he will. And I mean, let's be honest, Zelensky shouldn't give up. Like, if anyone should decide if they should give land up to Russia, it should be the Ukrainian people. Those are the ones that should decide if they want to give the land up or not. No one else, not any American, not any UN person, no one other than the Ukrainian people should decide if they want to give up that land. But they should know that if they give that land up, there's a good chance that within the next 5 or 6 years, it's probably going to happen again.
Very clear, his intent. And what you're seeing now is you're seeing, with the president's urging, you're seeing Europe increasingly stepping up.
Yeah.
They're now committing 5% of their GDP, which for years, it was not only, it wasn't even just half, it was just a third that was meeting the bare minimum of 2%. So they're stepping up, they're buying our weapons, they're taking more responsibility for their security, and eventually, one way or another, Putin's going to get the message. And one other point, Brian, that I think is that we have to hammer, and the president hammered home in his speech yesterday, Europe can't be buying Russian oil and gas at the same time they're demanding help to fight this war. And that has to stop.
And do you also believe we have to lift the restrictions on the weapons we give Ukraine and let them hit the country that invaded them with long-range rockets?
Well, because, Russia is the aggressor in this. They are the aggressor. Like, there's no debating that.
I'll leave that to the president, Secretary Hegseth, Secretary Rubio.
Take a look at where the current battle lines are, and the borders from the invasion. This is where we stand right now in the war. This is what they're looking to
claimed Ukrainian. Damn, they already got all this. Look at that. So the Russians controlled this. So this is, oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. So claimed Ukrainian. Oh, damn. So the Ukraine has actually expanded. That's kind of insane. They're losing ground. The Russians are losing ground.
push back on, and this is the line pretty much that Ukraine has held. Now look, Mike, Ambassador, if you will, at the places in which they breach the airspace of NATO allies. This has not happened before. The president yesterday...
Oh, so they've been breaching the airs? The Russians have been breaching... Okay.
...said this about what he recommends our allies do.
Do you think that NATO countries should...
Just shoot down the planes. They're breaching airspace. That's what anyone would do. That'd be no different than if, like, Pakistan flew a jet over our airspace. We'd shoot that bitch down without even hesitation. Like, that's what you do.
Shoot down Russian
Because you, like, I mean, come on, like, think about what happened to the Twin Towers, like...
aircraft if they entered their airspace.
You think for 1 second, that's the reason why they had to use our own planes to do it, is because they knew that if they tried to fly their own... Now, it wasn't, obviously it wasn't Pakistan that did it, okay? It's just an example. But, like, any country that was trying to do something like that, they'd have to get people moved into the country and then make them learn how to use and do our way of life in order to pull something like that off, because if they tried to fly a plane over U.S. soil like that, it's going to get shot down instantaneously.
Yes, I do. What do you think? How would Russia digest that statement?
Well, number one, it's common sense coming from the president.
Absolutely.
We talked about this in my first Security Council meeting, which was just Monday, that the Estonians called. And between the violations of Romanian airspace, Polish airspace, and now Estonian airspace, I think Putin, the Russians, should take the message from the president. He's not messing around. He's incredibly serious. The Iranians learned painfully that he will use sticks as well as carrots.
Will you bring that message to the Russian ambassador in the UN?
We just brought that message with the
What has to change?
Well, number one, they need to stop doing, like we've seen in our own government, and we saw with USAID and others, they need to stop all of this woke nonsense. There are 7 UN agencies focused on climate change. There was a commission called the George Floyd Commission where Biden allowed UN investigators to separately
career at that position. I think Nikki Haley made a huge impact as ambassador.
I think that we should be keeping a nice eye on this, because like I want to know if I think I'm above the age to be drafted now, thank God. But like I kind of want to keep an eye on this, because if I'm gonna be taken out by a nuke, I want to know about it. You know what I'm saying? So they got a riot fence. Where is this even happening
Welcome
at?
back in here to Live Now from Fox, where we do
This was 3 hours ago.
want
Got a riot fence
to
now.
turn our attention now to the latest regarding the crime crackdown, courtesy President Trump. Now, security is tightening over in D.C. New fencing continues to go up outside of the White House this morning ahead of a high-profile visit, and it comes as the National Guard remains on the ground in neighborhoods across D.C. Fox 5's Maureen Ume is joining us live right outside of Lafayette Park in the northwest side there of the area with the latest. Maureen.
Well, you have to keep in mind, because I can already see where a lot of people are going to be like, oh, he's trying to fortify the state so that way he can solidify the rest of his terms in office. And no, it's because there are people burning American flags outside of the fucking White House on the property. So they have to make sure that the place is going to stay secure. I mean, they already had what happened on January 6th. They need to make sure that's not going to happen again, especially with people literally breaking the law right outside the White House.
Just seeing this type of security fencing go up around the White House. Let's show you. It is going up again this morning. You can see here the fencing surrounding Lafayette Park, surrounding the White House. Folks can still get in and out. You see the open entrance there, so people can still get in and out. But they're putting this up ahead of elections first and foremost, and then also because we're being told by Secret Service that there's a high-profile person coming into town. We have been able to confirm that that person is Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel. He is here for the UN General Assembly and expected to come here to D.C.
I bet that's going to cause an uproar for sure.
Later on in the week, and so that's why this fencing is going up right now. Let's take you to video from earlier this morning when we saw the flatbed trucks arriving. They had the fencing on the trucks as well as concrete barriers surrounding the area as well. Again, we are hearing that this is an anticipation of Benjamin Netanyahu coming here to D.C. There is suspected there are going to be protests, is what we're hearing. There's one planned in D.C., another one planned in New York, and so that is why the fencing is up here for security measures. Again, the security, no indication how long this will be in place, but for now they continue to go up as the morning wears on. In addition to this, let's talk about the National Guard troops here in D.C. At the same time, they've been patrolling the D.C. area. That has been going on for more than a month now. Their deployment actually.
Now, you can peacefully protest all you want. Just don't burn things, because that's arson. Don't break any laws. Stay out of the middle of the street. Hold your signs up with pride and do your thing. Don't loot. Don't shoot.
Has been extended through the end of October as part of what the government is now calling security and beautification. That means they are here not only to help police, but also to help clean up graffiti and trash. And the numbers suggest that their presence is actually making a difference. In the Fair Lawn neighborhood here in D.C. in the southeast area, police say robberies have dropped 67% in the last month.
Yeah, I'd imagine it would have. I could imagine it would.
Car break-ins have fallen 80%, and there were no homicides reported
80%
during that stretch. But some residents do remain conflicted about their presence here. They don't know exactly what to make of the National Guard troops continuing to patrol D.C. streets. Take a listen.
I wish they'd come patrol down here in Texas, man. I'd love to look out my window and see some National Guard troopers walking the streets. That'd be awesome. Hell yeah. I'm tired of being in a place where I gotta spend so much money for rent. And then I got to worry about my goddamn car being broken into and it being used in a high-speed chase. Shit sucks. It's terrible. Especially with how much we pay in taxes, it's fucking unexcusable.
This guy.
What they're doing, I love it.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, crime has went down, but it's not going to last forever. We need a long-term solution. That
Where is over here? I don't know where over here is. Are you in DC?
temporary Band-Aid, that sword's not going to heal up.
So you're hearing the two sides really of this whole issue with the National Guard troops. On one hand, people do like them being.
I would love for that to be a normal thing. Honestly, there's too many National Guard members that sit on their ass and do nothing. We need to start using those troops in every state. Seriously. Either that or beef up the police. Like, this is crazy. Because there's way too much crime going on for this to be acceptable. Especially whenever they take so much taxpayer money.
Here. On the other hand, they feel like they're living in
I don't know how you could have that mindset. Like, how do you not think it's okay that they're patrolling, that they're getting all these people that are hurting people off the streets? I can't tell you how many crack dens I went in whenever I was a fireman, where I was doing like resuscitative, like life-saving treatment on somebody. Yeah, but it's kind of hard to do that. You see, that's the problem. Whenever you have states that defunded the police, like DC and LA, they can't use the police because they're not being allowed. So that's where a lot of people are getting tripped up. Is the reason why they're not able to do that is because not only are they defunded, but they're not allowed to arrest these people and keep them incarcerated. That's where the federal government could come in and actually incarcerate these people at a federal level and keep them in jail, regardless of what the state says. That's why they're doing that. Like, the police, the riot police, whenever the LA riots were going on, they had to release every single one of them. But whenever they started bringing in the military, that's when it changed. I don't know about that. I guess we can agree to disagree. But I think that it's a good thing. I was a firefighter. I am a law-abiding citizen. I have no reason to be scared of these people. And as far as I'm concerned, we need more of them. You are welcome to come to Texas. We have an area up from where, not far from where I live, called Guns Point, because of all the death and killing that goes on over there. I've been in this apartment for 3 years. My fiance's car has been broken into 3 times. One of those times, her vehicle was involved in a high-speed pursuit with the police. And as far as I'm concerned, we need that down here in Texas. We need it. Absolutely. 100%. Clean these streets up, get it nice.
Zone, and so there's a conflict and concern about that. Talking about the fencing going up, it does continue to go up. I keep seeing trucks kind of patrolling here down the road in front of the White House. So they do continue to bring fencing up. It's going around the White House.
Well, that's what's so concerning, is that DC is small, but why is most of a lot of the crime that was being committed was in DC? Like, that's the scary part. It's our nation's capital. It's the United States capital. Like, why wouldn't you want that to be a nicer place to stay? Like, it should be. It's where all the decisions that affect the entire country are made. You can't be worried about ducking because of a stray bullet piercing the White House wall. It's crazy.
Indication right now how long this might stay up, but if past experience is any indicator, be it fencing going up, it could be up for months. We'll have to just see how long this time the fencing stays up. That's it from here in DC. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Fox 5's Maureen Ume, thank you so much there for your reporting. We'll keep in touch. And
it's like, for whatever DC was getting better, it can be amplified times 10 now that the military's there. And it's not even like the military, it's the National Guard. It's not like they're pulling U.S. Army off the sidewalk, off the the streets in a foreign country that have a war we're not even fighting in any kind of war. We don't have any U.S. troops anywhere right now. So, like, What are they doing besides nothing? They're not doing anything. They're literally getting paid to do nothing right now. Why not use them?
Along with any new developments.
Because, like, the National Guard is not the Army. Dude, law? I mean, how does that even affect you? Who cares if the tourists get deterred? I don't think there's a single economy in the entire, like, I don't think there's a single state in the entire US whose economy is based on tourism. That doesn't make any sense. But you can't just walk up into the White House anyway. It's not a tourist site. It's a city where people have to go and function and live and be peaceful. You shouldn't be forced to stay in a city. Well, I mean, you kind of are forced to stay there, but at least it should be safe. You know, it should be safe. You should be able to go to the public parks that your taxpayer money pays for, that they take out of your check every single week, you know, or every single 2 weeks, or whenever you get paid. They take a lot out in taxes. Like, you should be able to go there and not have to worry about being shot or, you know, some homeless dude trying to do something.
Scumbag IRL streamer who decided it was a great idea to just go to the Philippines and harass a bunch of people.
Man, I don't know about that. That don't really sound real to me. 'Cause I've heard all the stories that I saw, and I've heard of people being shot, like, and being scared to walk around. And that's anywhere, bro. Like, I don't know. You must not live in the US, because that doesn't sound right to me. I don't know a single, and even so, like, do you actually walk the streets, or are you just one of those people that, like, gets on and says some stuff like that? I kind of feel that, like, I'm not a big fan of either party, but I feel like it's because Trump is doing it, it's bad. I don't really care who the hell is in office. This needed to be done. I could give a rat's ass I didn't vote for either one of the clowns. I didn't vote for any of them. I would have voted for Bernie Sanders. But, for whatever reason, we just keep getting two bad choices. Like, that's what really pisses me off. It's like, well, you have to choose between two bad choices. I don't fucking like either one. I'm not going to play a game that's built for me to fail at. Fuck you. I've always been that way. If I feel like the odds on either side are just stupid and not worth it, I'm not going to play the game. Period. I'm not going to play your game. That's how I've always been. I don't care who is acting president, as long as they're doing right by the American people and for the country. And from what I can tell, putting the National Guard on the streets to clean up crime, if you try to find that as a negative, I don't know what to tell you. You're never going to be happy. I don't know what to tell you. You have to keep in mind that these aren't soldiers that were born and raised in a beaker tube. These are American people also. Soldiers are American people. They have thoughts and feelings, and they're serving their country and their people. You think for 1 minute that they're just going to follow willy-nilly what the U.S. president says because he's the U.S. president? No. If he like, a lot of people are like, oh, well, it could be the way to overthrow the American people or take over houses and da-da-da-da-da. They're people too. A lot of them have families that are like, I want you to go and be something, and they join the army or the military, and they're doing it for their family. They're not going to hurt their family. Come on. Like, what world are you living in? Then why is it? That's what I'm saying. Like, how could you find this as a bad thing? It makes no sense. I don't trust the government. I don't trust the government one bit. I want the Epstein files to come out. I want to watch congressmen get arrested. I want to see a universal basic income. I want to see women have rights to their own fucking body. I want the government to stay out of schooling systems. I want to see healthcare, universal basic healthcare for everybody. I want to see these insurance companies be abolished because they're nothing but scams. I want to see a safe, united America where we're not at throats and causing riots in the streets and killing people and advocating for terrorism over the death of people like Charlie Kirk, or for that matter, the president. Like, doesn't matter who the president is. Just because you don't like him doesn't give you the right to go out and kill him. That's terrible. That's awful. Why would you want to live in a society like that? Instead of being at each other's throats, why can't we come together and make a better society? Why do we always have to be at each other's throats constantly? It doesn't solve anything. It just makes escalation. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Trump said that doing all these tariffs and doing all this crap was gonna and removing all the immigrants was gonna help lower the cost of living and the food. Well, guess what? I think it's bullshit. It hasn't done a damn thing. But whenever I see an illegal immigrant get arrested and deported that had a laundry list of criminal offenses that are just like the most terrible thing, like murder, part of some crazy gang, rape, I'm like, oh, hell no, he don't need to be here. Send him back to where he came from. Shit, we got it bad enough as it is. We don't need him in our you know, like, nah, man. I don't really care about the stock market, man. Stock market's for people that don't know what it really is, and for people that are the 1% of America. I don't really care about the stock market. Whenever I hear that the Dow was down, I'm like, oh, good, some rich people are suffering. I don't care about the Dow. I don't care about the stock market. Whenever I can go to the store and I notice that I'm saving money, then I'll care. But as far as I'm concerned, I haven't seen that. I've only seen it go up. And yes, you can deport immigrants and stuff, but whenever it bounces back because you raise tariffs on other countries and it costs them more money to give us their goods, it's going to balance out. It's not going to go down. It's going to stay the same. Because, like, if you raise tariffs to a different country, well, they're going to charge us more to get the goods that they produce. And if we deport the people out, then it's gonna do a lot. I think that we should get rid of the illegal immigrants simply because we can't run our businesses on what is effectively a form of slave labor. That's bad. You know, you give them way less pay, you don't give them benefits, you work them for over 16. You can't do that. We can't build ourselves in a society that works like that. These issues, like, well, that's what a lot of people don't seem to understand, is like a lot of people are in the middle. Like, I'm in the middle on a lot of this stuff too. And the thing is like, when all you have in one hand is shit and you have the other hand is shit, and either one of them can be the president, and it's like, well, I don't want either one of them. Why the hell would I vote for either one? And it's always this mentality of the lesser of two evils. Bro, they're both evil. It doesn't matter. They're not gonna help you. They're just gonna do what they want. I'm not gonna lie though. The way Trump is spinning everything to help the American people, that's a start. Maybe if we can get somebody in there that's actually gonna help the American people, that'd be kind of nice.
Really not got better for these scumbag
Whew, that was a talk and a half.
IRL streamer who decided it was a great idea to just go to the Philippines and harass a bunch of.
So this guy is probably going to be stuck in the Philippine jail for a long time.
people, threatened to rob an old lady and steal a security guard's motorcycle while live streaming it. And by the way, the Philippines, for any theft of automobiles, is an automatic 20-year sentence in prison. So this guy is clearly a gigabrain. But he did all of this to rack up some viewers so he could cash in while doing a gambling live stream, which was later on in that same stream. I mean, overall, there's just so many layers of irony with this entire situation, because anyone with half a brain would realize, hey, this is probably one of the dumbest things you could possibly do, but yet he was doing it anyway and welcoming the upcoming punishment because his chat was very forward about how bad of an idea this was. It's been very apparent to me that a lot of you guys wanted an update on the Vitaly situation, and there is a little bit of an update because I have been in contact with an attorney. So roughly a month ago, we had a bunch of YouTubers and articles come out claiming that he's going home, and I couldn't find
There's no way. There's no way he's going to be able to leave. There's no way. They are lying through their teeth. I guarantee you that is some Reddit post that someone had read, and then they were like, "Oh, he's coming home," and they started making videos on it. That Reddit mentality, baby.
Such a small stream that it's hard to remember them all, and that really says it all. Because you have Johnny over in South Korea at least spreading out the crime between like 100.
Oh yeah, now that Johnny's got a YouTube channel.
Stream. And I guess Vitaly over here in the Philippines is making it very easy for them and doing all the main crimes in one live stream. Now, he did do about like 7 to 10 streams from what I can tell, and they are looking into the other stuff that he did, including what happened in regards to him going into like a kitchen and cooking for himself in a fast food restaurant. He also crashed a tuk-tuk and also obviously harassed that surfing instructor. Those were on other streams, and they're definitely awful enough.
You know what's really sad? Is you got somebody like Speed that's going around the entire world doing all kinds of great stuff and like really bringing countries together, or like not necessarily countries, but really showing that you don't have to be a piece of crap. And then with every one person like Speed, there's like 9 people that are like Johnny Somali. And it's like, dude, come on. You're the reason why you can't even go to Korea without getting assaulted in the street because you're just streaming a normal thing.
Themselves for normal people. When it comes to kick IRL streamers, that's not even wild anymore. What did make it viral was that stream in Manila, or more specifically Bonifacio Global City, where he took the security guard motorcycle.
I do agree with that. I do feel like a lot of countries were taking advantage of us 100%. I absolutely agree with that. The fact that we were like giving out so much money, dude, I did not like that at all. Like we was giving them millions of dollars and we couldn't even afford like to stay here. Like, dude, I didn't like that one bit.
We've already been through that list in this video. But if there's anything Vitaly knows how to do, is broadcast his terrible decisions in real time.
Excuse me, madam.
Hey man, it's like that whenever Charlie Kirk died, dude, that fucked me up. I sat down and cried a little bit whenever I saw that he had died. I'm not a big fan of him, but I was like, it was the idea that our freedom of speech could be in jeopardy to the point of causing people's death. And then the fact that people were like cheering it on in comments, bro, that's just terrifying. Like my grandfather and my uncle and other members in my family went overseas and fought for the American flag, and to see people that don't even respect American rights burning the American flag, it just did that.
Sorry. I'm gonna rob you if you keep walking away. I want to give you money. No, okay. No. Okay, because you got a COVID mask, you liberal. Go get your vaccine. I was trying to give you money, but all right. Yeah.
Why would you do that? You couldn't even do that in America. Why would you walk up and like mess with the guard like that? You do realize that that's battery, right? In America, you could get charged pretty heavily for doing that on a peace officer. He looks pretty chill about it. Bro, if that was an American cop, he'd already be tackled. There's no way. There's no way.
Shut up.
Again, this is just...
Bro, that's so disrespectful. I don't even care what country you're from. That is so disrespectful.
So wild. Stop, please.
Took his hat, bro.
Shut up. Oh. Well, in that case, have a great day. I mean, again, what an idiot. So he was granted bail, but that lasted about 4 seconds because he was immediately rearrested again and just moved to an actual jail while he awaits his trial. He's also in this like odd immigration mess because neither the USA or Russia wants to fight to get him back.
Oh my God, that's funny.
And the reason I'm saying those two countries is those are the two countries he has citizenship in. And again, after looking at the situation again, what's wild to me is another creator, Eric, who runs the channel Unlock Philippines and Unlock Thailand. He saw my first video where I covered his first mall stunt and actually went and confronted him IRL. And Vitaly clearly didn't see anything wrong with his actions.
So who is this creator, Chad? Not you. Who's the creator that's talking about me?
Tozy, but he's
Tozy. What? He has like 1,000 subscribers?
No. He's got like 1 million or so. He's not talking shit, bro. He's just.
What really pisses me off is like I said that in a short that I had made, and one person in the comments said, "Well, there are also veterans burning the flag." No, there's not. I promise you, there's not. The amount of hell you have to go through in the army or in any branch of the military to get that, to the respect and discipline you have to make it through that. It's no, just don't even with that. Like, no, especially not if you actually saw combat. There's no way you would do that to the American flag. There's no way.
It's what people show him what's going on here in the Philippines.
Okay.
Right. So like,
but there's Facebook videos of me. There's Facebook videos.
No, it's not videos. It was off of your screen.
Yo, my grandfather would cry if someone, like, I asked him one time. I was like, "What's so bad about it, dude?" He didn't de-emasculating cry. He like teared, and I could see it run down his face. And he looked at me and he's like, "Don't ever do that." It like you could tell that it kind of shook him to the core that I even asked him that. So like I couldn't imagine what his response would be to seeing that today.
Yeah, but you watched the whole VOD.
Yeah, Vitaly's whole argument here just completely falls apart because I watched the VOD, and the more of the VOD you watch, the worse it gets. And the whole reason I was the first one to cover this situation is I was watching and recording the live stream live because as soon as he went live with the title "Disturbing the Peace in the Philippines," a dozen kick clippers started DMing me saying, "You have to watch the stream, it's already bad." So I went, okay, might as well do it.
That was the title? Disturbing the peace in the Philippines? Dude, how stupid can you be?
And it's safe to say I was in settlement. And that clearly is no oopsie moment. That's just
yeah, this is what really got him in a lot of trouble, was doing this. See, he was fine for the most part up until he took the motorcycle and they arrested him. Because he would have gotten away with it all if he had not been arrested.
Your prison sentence in the Philippines, which he live streamed himself doing. And as of right now, he is not.
Because once he did this, they went back and took all the evidence from the stream, and that's how they managed to nail him even
charged
more.
For that. So his life is essentially hinging on if the prosecutors show mercy and don't charge him for that. And again, his biggest problem is he live streamed himself doing it. So the proof is already out on the internet. Definitely not a good position to be in. But apparently Vitaly wrote to the Department of the Interior.
That's right. The American flag is it's sacred in a sense. It really is. So just to see people that aren't even from the country that are just burning it, dude, it's disgusting and it's sick. And I'm very happy that Trump pushed a law that said that the minimum is like, I think it's like a year or so that you have to serve for burning the American flag. Like, it's disgusting. It's really disgusting.
Local government secretary.
They should tack on an arson charge as well with that.
Jean-Ric Romulla, pleading for mercy due to mental health reasons. And Romulla rejected the appeal and told the news outlet 24 Horas that acts that Vitaly...
I agree. Like, you shouldn't be allowed or permitted to burn the American... Like, what you do in your backyard is your business, but just be aware that it's heavily frowned upon. Yeah, But you do it in public and you get arrested, you got what was coming to you, loser.
Committed do not deserve mercy. And honestly, it kind of makes sense that he responded like this because this is how Vitaly was acting during the announcement.
Why do these people, whenever they're trying to go based on mental health, always act like a clown in court? Same thing happened to Johnny Somali. He's sitting there acting like a clown, and they're trying to get off for mental, like, instability, and you're sitting there acting like a fool, like you own the court, bro. You got to be respectful when you roll up in there. You be disrespectful, and the court's not going to care. You got to show up with a sense of pride I don't think these kids have, especially not that grown-ass 40-year-old man.
In front.
Vitali should be ashamed of himself, but he's not. He must be like, what, 40, 30? He has no reason to act the way he's acting. He's acting like a child. A washed-up streamer, bro. Tokyo Game Showcase is live. Is it? Wait a minute. Where's that at? Oh, boys, we might have some goodies. Oh, is it done? This was an hour ago. We missed it.
The shelter. Looks like we got some backup power here.
When was this? Yeah, this was an hour ago.
Now, maybe we can upgrade our stuff.
I don't know how to feel about this
And
game.
if you don't get hurt,
Ultimate Package. Mega Man Star Force Legacy Collection.
I guess they re-released Mega Man.
In an era where EM waves connect everything, harness the bond between Geostellar and the visitor from
No, the Street
Year
Fighter
3 has kicked off.
I
And
guess
the
it's a good thing that we missed this because there really doesn't really look like there was much here. It's Capcom, so no offense to Capcom, but I've never really been a fan of a lot of their games. What is this? What is this?
Workaholic Director of Siren Holdings Research and Development Department. Grace Hill is nothing but a cover story.
This is your stupidity. How's it going, Legendary 3D Gamer?
Crimson Viper. My code name.
What the hell is this? Oh, it's another fighter game. That big old intro for another fighter game. No one's gonna play this. Don't care. Another fighter game. Jesus Christ.
Objection!
Don't care. Holy God, I'm happy we missed this. Woo! Resident Evil. There we go. Is there really anything that we're gonna see with Resident Evil that we haven't already seen?
A third-person perspective.
Third person. We know about that. We know about that. Yeah, cool.
Scheduled for release the same day.
Wait, what is that?
Resident Evil Requiem is scheduled for release on February 27, 2026.
Jesus, that is next year.
But that's not all. Nintendo Switch 2 versions.
Oh, that's gonna be Garbo. That ain't gonna play worth a shit. Onimusha. I don't think Onimusha did very good. Is it even out yet?
And you'll be back topside.
I walk the path of the sword on my strength alone. I don't need some monster's power.
the power of the Oni is all that's sustaining your life. That's an Oni gauntlet.
If you do a request today, it's gonna have to wait till tomorrow. We got one from Chad that I'll do tomorrow, and then whatever you put down, go ahead and put it down now, and I'll pull it up tomorrow before we get
If
started.
I take this gauntlet off, I'll be a bloody mess on the floor.
It's
anyway.
already like 10:40.
This isn't what you promised, Gauntlet.
My troop was a...
All the souls you got in there.
Turns out, Miyamoto Musashi was just a brute with a sword after all.
When does Onimusha come out?
Being tough isn't enough. A warrior meditates on
already
what
out.
strength really means. Enjoying your new toys, I see.
Onimusha, Way of the Sword? I guess it'll stay here longer.
Hey, Musashi.
Oh, it's not even out yet. I thought it was already out. Yeah, I'll still react to it. I'll just do it tomorrow. Yeah, why wouldn't I?
Young Oni gauntlet-wielding Miyamoto Musashi and his battles with the Genma as he travels through Kyoto. We hope you look forward to not only the exciting action gameplay, but
プロデューサーの辻本です。
I don't care about Monster Hunter. I heard that the new Monster Hunter game was a joke compared to World, or not World. Oh, it was World, right? Yeah, World. So yeah, Monster Hunter World was way better than Wilds, apparently. Wilds is the new one. I don't care.
will make their debut in Wilds to come to life.
They keep, like, this trailer's already been out. They just put it back in here. Like, does Capcom have anything new? This was an hour ago?
Else.
ご要望を誠に公開しております。引き続き
Still Monster Hunter Wilds. I don't care, dude.
I know it's the last thing.
最後に
を中心に展開します。
Oh, this is that new weird one, that new Monster Hunter one where you gotta ride the creatures. Like Monster Hunter Pokemon or whatever. That was dumb. That was lame.
That's everything for today's.
So happy I missed that. Oh my god, that was garbage. That was just garbo, dude. What the hell? That was terrible. Straight up garbo. Ooh, that was just bad. Guess we're just gonna go ahead and move past this one. Okay. Here we go.
A while since the last time I covered a good
All right,
old-fashioned Walmart weird.
Oh, you said you won't be on tomorrow's stream. Damn, that sucks. Yeah, then yeah, just yeah, I guess I'll just have to wait till Friday, unfortunately. You're right. I didn't see that comment. My bad.
Weirdo. And I got quite a specimen for you today. It's a gentle sir who's going ballistic because, as I understand it, he was upset that there wasn't 3 managers in his section to complain to. I guess he really wanted to, like, run the gauntlet, like, wagging his finger at a manager. Customer's always right. You should know that, or something. Like he's going, like a sports player coming out of the tunnel giving everyone high fives. He wanted to go through and just give a bunch of fucking complaints to a ton of Walmart managers, I guess. And since they weren't there, he instead took his anger out on one of the employees. And apparently, the woman that was filming tried to interject to get him to calm down, which only fanned his flames of anger even more.
You want to call me a dumb bitch again?
Oh, wait.
Dumb bitch? Fuck you. So...
Bro, I can't tell you how many people... I worked at Walmart. Whenever you do this to somebody, like, I actually developed the mentality of, I just don't care. Like, I had a lady that was, like, threatening to beat my ass, and I was like, I don't care. I literally looked at her, I was like, I don't care. The manager was standing right there, and she just kind of looked at me and smiled, and I was like, yeah, I don't care. I don't care. As long as you don't touch me, we won't have a problem. And I don't care what gender you are, you put your hands on me, we're gonna have a fucking problem. That's always been my mentality. I do not discriminate. I lay down the beat down unbiasedly. You want to act like a 5-year-old? I'm going to treat you like a 5-year-old.
I'm recording him for...
Let me tell you what I've accomplished.
Do you have a son?
I don't have any children. I haven't found a capable mate.
Oh, that makes a
It
lot
sure
of
as hell
sense.
does.
Yo, like, what kind of scumbag? People like this are the reason why it's almost unbearable mentally to be in customer service. It's because people that just are, do you get, like, off doing this kind of stupidity? I just don't get it.
Makes a lot of sense.
I actually
Turned
don't
into, like,
get
a
it.
pseudo therapy session there for a moment. This guy just came over and just trauma dumped briefly. So she asked, do you have a son? I imagine she was going to ask, do you teach him to treat people this way? But he immediately took that question.
What's crazy is, like, whenever I was being talked to like that, and I've had a few other coworkers that were talked to like this as well, when you do it for long enough, you just don't care. Like, one guy, I'll never forget this. A lady walked up to him and was like, "Excuse me, sir," and he stood up and he said, "I'm not a sir, I'm an attack helicopter." And I was like, "Dude, what?" And he was like, "Yeah, I was just being funny." And he was like, and I asked him, I was like, what did she do? And she was like, he said that she just kind of made a face and then, like, walked away. And he just went back to doing his thing. And, like, you just don't care.
Question on the chin saying, no, I haven't found a capable mate.
What a sentence.
Like, he comes
I
over
haven't found somebody to mate with.
Yeah, I'm mateless. What about it? No mates? Is what it is, I guess. And then he even says, like, yeah, it does make a lot of sense, actually, why no woman would want to be around me. I get it. Yeah, you know what? That does sound about par for the course. I'm over here just fucking spitting and shitting.
I don't care. My view of it is if you didn't want to fight and you're wearing glasses, then you better take the glasses off if you're going to put your hands on somebody. If someone wearing glasses walks up to me and pushes me, I'm going to punch them square in the fucking face, glasses and all. I don't care. Should have thought about it before you put your hands on somebody. Just be thankful you didn't find someone who was over the edge of ending their own life, because they'd probably pull out a gun and shoot you. You don't know what's going on in someone's life, and you want to sit here and cause all these problems? And you surprised if you end up dead from someone shooting you? Shit. I don't know what to tell you. Fuck around and find out.
Because there's not enough managers for me to be yelling at.
Life's hard enough as it is to deal with some jackass in some fucking place causing a freaking problem, bro. You trying to figure out how the hell you can afford rent. And you got to deal with your kids, you got to deal with your family, always on your back saying you could do better, do this, do that. Then you got some jackass in a fucking store making problems for you? Nah, man. You walk up and you start putting your hands on somebody and they knock your ass out, or they shoot you. I'm not advocating for their death. I'm saying that some people are mentally unstable enough to pull out a gun and they will kill you. It's happened with all these ding and dash or whatever that is, where you walk up and ring the doorbell and then they run away. Kids have been shot and killed because of that. People need to learn to quit fucking with other people. Life is hard enough as it is. We don't need people fucking with us. It's ridiculous.
Also, just the sassy way he says it sounds like a child during a temper tantrum. No, I haven't found a capable mate. Oh, man, it's pretty fucking pathetic.
I did.
Anyway, though, he comes over after calling her a dumb bitch and then saying, fuck you. He marches over. He gets his phone out to start recording, which is a pretty common power move that dumb assholes this try when they're getting, like, called out on something, and then they try and, like, go into their defense mechanism of also recording, like, I can do it too, look at this. So now he's recording her because he deludes himself into thinking that people will be on his side if they have his perspective from his camera.
And they wonder why so many people have, like, so many stores have cameras now. Like, why Walmart has so many cameras. It's not just for theft, it's to protect the employees as well. They make that very clear when you sign on to the Walmart.
So after blowing up
thing.
on a Walmart employee and then calling this stranger a dumb bitch and then saying, like, he hasn't found a capable mate, there's no woman on this planet capable of handling my seed. I'm a victim of my own masculinity. I'm too much of a...
I think he's just a victim of his own stupidity.
Man, and women can't handle it. But yeah, it makes a lot of sense why no woman wants to be...
Tell me about your accomplishments today, ma'am. I can talk to them however I want.
I can't stand that, man. Oh my god, get over yourself. What's your accomplishment today other than working at Walmart?
You don't even know what I was saying to him.
Disrespectful. Look
You're
at you
standing up.
speaking to me. You're a large man.
You involved
and I'm
yourself
a
in
small
something that's
female.
not your. It's not your business.
It's my business to protect other
No, it
women
isn't.
from
It's not.
abusive
I
assholes
wasn't
like
abusing
you.
them. You have nothing. You have
Damn.
no idea
It's
what you're
verbal
saying to them.
abuse.
No, you just wanted to
It's
get
verbal
involved.
abuse, and if I'm a woman
The
and you're verbally
only
abusing a
one of-
woman,
the only
I will
one
stand
that-
between you and them every time.
And do what? Do you want to talk about it outside? And I'm going to stand between them.
You want to go outside and talk about it, stupid?
What a piece of shit. What a fucking piece of dog scum, brother. Man, what is wrong with these people? Like, why is it like whenever you get these bigger dudes, it's always with these muscle heads or these dudes that like are just taller than you. They think that because they're taller, they can intimidate you. I can't tell you how many fucking people I've knocked out in my life. In like, I think I went to middle school for like 2 weeks at most. After that, I got pulled out because like I was pretty much I stayed in fights in middle school, dude. It was not even funny. Stayed in fights of like just these big motherfuckers that would walk up to me and then try to do something, and then I would just lay them the fuck out. And it's just so irritating. They let their size overcompensate for the little dick, I guess. I just don't get it. But like you gonna like press up on a woman, dude? Like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with these people? Seriously.
Here she's kind of like,
well, she's not gonna fight you because I mean, sure, she might be able to beat your ass, but why would you want to go through the headache? You're just gonna end up in jail anyway.
laying the foundation for what led to all this. He was being rude to an employee, she stepped in, and then all of this started blowing up. And now tough guy here's like, so what are you gonna do about it, huh? You want to take it outside? He must have analyzed the surrounding area, making sure there was no men nearby that might take him up on the challenge, no doubt.
Right.
So now that he's confirmed that it's only this woman and the other female employees, now he feels like a real big guy saying, let's take it outside then. Do you want to take it outside, huh? Now, something I want to mention is he's only just started recording. This is the intro to his video from his side of things. So they didn't even get all the prerequisite lore of him being like an asshole to the Walmart employee or what led to this interaction between him and the woman filming. So when he shares this with his fucking Facebook group or whoever he hangs around with, if anybody at all they're going to see is their goofball loser-ass friend going up to a woman, asking her, do you want to take it outside, challenging her to a fight.
Like, what I don't really get is what makes you in your mind think that it's okay to go up to a woman, or for that matter, anybody that's smaller in public, and you know you're being recorded in this day and age. The likelihood of that going viral is so high. Why even this? Like, what can you even be thinking of at that point? Like, are you like on something? How stupid? Like, I need to figure this out because if I don't, it's gonna hurt me. Okay? It's one of those things.
Just him as like a highlight reel challenging a woman to a fight at Walmart, basically.
Guys, do y'all want to get trespassed?
No, I want to find out who's the manager for the section.
He's being
She's involving
abusive
herself in
to
something that's
these
not her
employees.
business. She should just go about her business.
And he's being aggressive.
Calm down. Bye. Was I abusing you?
I said he was being verbally abusive.
Was I abusing
yes.
you or was I complaining about the manager? Don't lie.
He was using language and everything.
That's right. Why did I get mad? Because you're supposed to have three. Because your manager can't do their job. That's why I got mad.
A little bit, or I will have your sometimes could be.
That's pretty much where the video wraps up right there. The other employee comes over and just threatens to trespass both of them.
What really sucks about that is I guarantee you she probably got a write-up for that. She probably got a write-up for deal because I don't think she was a manager. She probably got a write-up for that. She most likely got sat down and told you can't do that, da 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 da. And that's what really sucks about that. Really, really sucks. That's another reason why, like, whenever I was working there, if you actually read the guidebook, you're not supposed to do that. You are not. You're supposed to, like, as a manager, you can. As a manager, you can all day. I can't tell you, whenever I became department manager over furniture, I had people trying to get my displays. They're like, we want this one. And I'm like, no, you can't do that. And she's like, well, I want to talk to the manager. And I was like, I am the manager, so you can't have it. Oh, I want to talk to someone above you. There is no one above me.
Because of all the commotion here.
Well, my favorite one is whenever I actually decided to go get the supervisor, and she was like, oh, that's what's going on. And she looked at the lady and she was like, what did he tell you? And the lady was like, he said that I couldn't have it. And then the supervisor looked at me and then looked back at her and said, well, I guess you can't have it.
Here, so they get separated, and that's kind of where.
Because like there's like the department managers, and then like 3 or 4 of them are under a supervisor, and then the supervisor, usually a store has like 4 or 5 of them, and then they go underneath the co-manager of the store, and then there's the manager of the store. There's usually like one co-manager of a store. Then there's like the big manager, like the general manager of the store.
Curtains. So the context clues here, if I'm understanding correctly,
so
he was mad
stupid.
because there wasn't a manager there, so he took his anger out on the employee for the lack of manager, saying
But that's not where the problem is. The problem is when she started kind of talking back to him. That's where the problem is. And I guarantee you she either got written up or she lost her job.
there needs to be 3 of them there, I think. 3 managers, maybe? Which to me seems excessive. Why would you have 3 managers in a single section in the store? Unless he's like this raid boss of cringe, like
I mean, he's trying to fight
employees.
So, I mean, maybe he knows something that you don't.
To give like a little more insight onto what happened next, they did like go their separate ways, but apparently he kept carrying on, and according to her, he was escorted out of the Walmart.
Damn.
Not super willingly. He wasn't, very enthusiastic about that, and she did mention that police were involved with that.
Jesus.
Not overly surprising. That checks out. That makes a lot of sense. Much like him not being able to find a capable mate. That also does make sense.
What a loser. What an absolute loser. Jeez, man, what's wrong with... It just blows my mind that the level of entitlement some people have in this world. It's just crazy to me. Okay, so we got this one. Let's do this one. So BFBS Forces News. Don't strike my video. Let me know, and I will gladly take the video down. Please do not strike my channel. Let me know in the comments, in an email. I don't know, hit me up in Discord. You got so many options. Just don't strike the channel, please, and thank you. Stand by. Cut.
I want to do more. I want to be better. I want to be a soldier with a rigorous mindset. I want to be resilient also.
This one was recommended by Nigel in the chat. W got in the fish.
Couple of weeks, I want to make myself best of the best.
For these young Gurkhas, this is what awaits.
Wait, what did he say? Shogurker?
For these young Gurkhas.
Gurkhas. They're called, he said young Gurkhas. Okay, so they're Gurkhas. Interesting.
This is what awaits.
Yo, that was like the best part about being in the fire service. Doing the training, dude, is so fun. It's so tiring, but it's so fun. It's so fun.
They become fully...
You like develop an edge to yourself that you don't even realize you have. Like I had developed really good like aggressive firefighting tactics that I didn't even realize I had until I like pulled the line and did my first fire. Bro, it was I impressed myself. I was like, holy crap, I did that. Huh. I thought I'd be nervous, dude. I didn't even think about anything other than put the fire out. I was like, fire! I had that bitch out in like 3 seconds. Actually, no, because my first fire was a structure fire, wasn't it? It was a shed that had caught fire. Dude, the fire was so bad that it caught the power lines on fire. That one took me a little bit. No, that one wasn't like instantly out. I had to lay some water on that bitch. Ooh, we was there for a minute, actually.
Alleged British Army Infanteers.
I surprised my captain with that one.
Has to start somewhere, and for the latest intake of Gurkha recruits, that somewhere is Catterick. Here they're learning the basics, from camouflage and concealment to moving tactically across the battle space. This is where soldiering begins.
Damn.
These are important first lessons. Of course, we're still at the early stage of their fieldcraft education, but the recruits are learning from the best, and they will one day soon become the best.
Last 24 hours, they have been taught like a basic fieldcraft, i.e. like how to set up the harbor location from the...
That's kind of impressive. They're teaching them how to like get certain things to put into their helmets to camouflage them better. That's like Green Beret level kind of stuff right there.
Commander, and then how to produce the range card, and then how to build the like a shelter, and they have been doing the normal or basic fieldcraft training, and they have been deploying or operating independently in the Catterick training area, and they have been doing really good job, and they have learning lots of things, and they are very excited to learn the new things.
When do we camouflage? कहिले चाहिँ दल्ने त क्यामो क्रिम कहिले चाहिँ मान लाउने.
This year, 135 recruits are going through Gurkha companies' demanding basic training course. Now 9 weeks in, by autumn, they'll be fully fledged soldiers.
So the first thing that we all need to emphasize is about the interest. So we all try to get the interest out of the recruits to make them engage and make them understand why they really need to learn it. So as you can see in my area, currently Corporal Sagar Thapa from 3 Platoon, he is using his past 13 years of experience just to teach the new young RI-25 and learn about the camouflage and concealment. So the key thing I always say is all about taking the interest of the recruit so that they will put more effort and try to be engaged with the lesson that he's delivering.
But how are the boys getting on? How are they coping with the tempo of basic training?
How are you finding it?
So my 2 months in training, I'm finding it really good. I'm proud to be a Gurkha. I'm really proud to be a Gurkha, and I'm having a really good time here.
Right now it has been 2 days since I've been on the field, and the first night was quite exciting for me. Moreover, the sentry was difficult, but however, with my numberies, it became a memorable place. So far, I had lessons about concealment, camouflage, and even what to do on our sentry duties.
A very adventurous training for
That
me.
sounded so scripted. That sounded really scripted.
I've never been in this type of environment before, and I'm learning many new things, sir, and I'm still learning, and I'm trying to be a better Gurkha, sir.
What are you looking forward to in the next couple of months as you move towards that?
There's nothing better that you could have, is even as a firefighter or a captain, when you get a new firefighter, or if you're a, you have like a team and you get a new person that's in the in a military stance, and you get a soldier that's really ready to learn new tactics and things, because you know that you could fill them up with as much knowledge as you want, and instead of you feeling like they are getting annoyed, you get this feeling of you're kind of laying some knowledge on them so that way they can be better and polish their skills. That's like the best mentality to have whenever you go into any kind of military or paramilitary anything, or for that matter anything in life, because like if you don't ask questions, you'll never know. It's always good to ask questions and try to polish whatever you're doing.
Moment when you are a fully fledged Gurkha.
As a Gurkha, it is my duty to protect my majesty and also be a resilient soldier that I can be.
These early lessons are the foundations. Yes, the exercises will get more complex. Yes, the challenges will grow. But this is where the standard is set. And if you think any of this looks easy, think again. Every Gurkha, past and present, started here, mastering these basics on the road to mastering soldiering itself. James Walton, BFBS Forces News, Catterick Trading Area.
That's cool stuff. That's really cool. Check them out, BFBS Force News. Check them out. Great video, W video. How long is this? Let me use the bathroom real quick. Okay. Woo. Let's get it. this. Okay. This might be the last video. Right here. Got some Midwest Safety. Check it out. Midwest Safety. Awesome channel. Awesome channel.
Favorite pastimes being battering police officers, starting with this man who was yelling and cursing in front of children leaving school for the day, causing parents concern for their children. He fled to this Dollar General, where officers now confront him.
I called him a bitch because he was being a bitch.
Come here.
I'm going to work.
Oh, that's kind of crazy. Just immediately out of the gate, the minute he sees the police. Is that a construction worker? So, like, I know a lot of these guys, a lot of these people that are in these videos seem kind of crazy. Every time I watch one of these videos, because I was an EMT, your blood pressure and your like insulin levels, like if you're diabetes or something like that, that could affect your mood like drastically. And if you have any kind of mental illness, like if you have bipolar disorder and you've got mania, that could also make you like go, you know. So like every time I see one of these videos, I always think like what possibly could be going on with the person, you know? Because not everything is them just being a dickhead. Sometimes it's got other factors that are involved. Like I said, their blood pressure, if they've got diabetes, that can make their mood swing like crazy. Any kind of mental illness. Because that really like determines a lot. Like some people even have undiagnosed mental illnesses, or some people even have undiagnosed like blood pressure problems or diabetes that have slowly developed over time. So whenever I see something like this and I'm like, he's a construction worker, maybe he's been working all day, maybe something's going on with his blood pressure. Maybe there's something going on with his diabetes, because like if you have high blood pressure, too much sugar or too low sugar, it can make you tired or really angry, or it can affect you in multiple different ways. And I don't know. I don't think this one, because he's kind of older as well. And if you're working as a construction worker, it really makes. Even heat stroke can cause this. People have heat strokes, so they don't realize it, and it could be going through a heat stroke. It makes you delusional and stuff, you know.
No, you are not fixing to do that.
I'm going to work. Let me go to work. Let me go to work.
Hey, you see how he's acting right now?
Let me go to work. Why?
Because like it actually takes quite a bit to be a construction person. You have to like pass a background check, especially if you're.
Stop. Do it. Then you want to die. You want to die? Shoot.
Put the hammer back. Give me the hammer. Put it on the ground.
Go ahead and take off your whole tool belt.
Okay, stop.
I'm going to work.
Stop,
I'm
man.
not going to jail.
Get down.
I do. No, what's the charge? Get off my back.
Whoa.
Take it off, man. I take it off, man.
Oh, Jesus. Well, he's trying to run. All you see is black and blue jeans everywhere. That's crazy. Who is that? Is that even... That's a Samaritan.
Why? You're doing this to me. I'm trying to get to work.
What's going on? Why is he being arrested, though? They didn't really say why. Jesus. Oh, he's kicking, too.
Let's get one hand. Roll him over.
You see, what's really bad about this is that if this guy is mentally unstable and he's having a manic episode and they're doing this to him, they could cause his heart to explode. Like, if he's got, like, high blood pressure, this acceleration can make his heart burst. So, like, that's why I'm, like, one of those things that, like, that's kind of why I feel like police officers should take EMT schools at the very least. It should be part of their college when they become a police officer, because they would handle a lot of these situations very differently, especially given this guy's age. He doesn't look, I mean, let's be honest, he doesn't look young at all. He could be going through something that's, you know, medically related to his age that he's unaware of yet.
I can't breathe. Give me your arm, Mark. Give me your arm now. I don't want to break your wrist. Give me your arm.
I mean, if he's just being an ass, that's different. But if he's got something that's going on medically that's making him act out of, you know, making him act unnormally.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Help me.
Why are they arresting him? They didn't really say why they're arresting him either. So I'm very confused.
The best thing for you to do right now is to stop resisting. Just let go of my cuffs.
What's all that break?
Now.
What's all that break? What's all that break?
Right now, several, motherfucker.
Help me. I can't breathe. Heart attack.
Running out of my cameras.
That's the second video we've watched where a person's cameras got knocked off. You'd think there'd be an easier way to secure that onto their vests.
If they call 911, I'm having chest pain. Please, help me. Help me. Help me. Chest pain. Chest pain. Chest pain.
Get up.
Chest pain. Chest pain.
That is not a good sign.
Chest pain. Chest pain. Chest pain. Help. Chest pain. Help.
Stand up now.
I'm having chest pain. Heart attack. Get up. Chest pain. Call 911. I have a heart attack. Heart attack.
Yeah, get knives or weapons on you.
I got a knife out of him.
Damn, they got him all messed up, man. They
Be a weapon. Stand up.
I'm sure the guy that the you know, the Midwest safety guy will say why he's being arrested.
I can't pick him up.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Call 911. I need ambulance, please. Ambulance. Ambulance. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Come on, get him on the curb if we can. He ain't gonna stand. You get all the hammers and stuff he threw down? EMS to the Dollar General.
You're a bitch. He's a bitch. So what's wrong with that? I'm going to jail for that now, too.
Well, you wouldn't have got arrested if you would have stopped resisting.
I think you're right. And to be quite frank, I don't think that calling out an ambulance whenever he started saying that he was having some chest pain and breathing troubles, I don't think that would have been a bad idea. I think they should get an ambulance out to check on this man, because if something is happening to him and he's acting because they can't go based on what other people are saying of how he normally acts, and this could be an extremely big medical problem that he's having, and now he's complaining of chest pains, he's having trouble breathing. Like, as an EMT, I'm already starting to see the red flags pop up for this man, and it don't look good. Like, they need to get an ambulance out there to check him out, because he is older, and so they need to figure out, they need to make sure that he's going to be okay.
Sting.
Listen, what?
Because that was quite a bit of roughhousing, and then you had another person that was holding him down that wasn't even a cop holding his neck. I don't really like how this one was going here.
Shut up. Right now, you're not yelling. You can lower your voice.
Each other.
You see how his mood is shifting around like that? That makes me wonder what's going on.
Hey, boy, it feel good. Hey, you shots in. Hey, you punk ass. I wasn't resistant.
Mary Jane. Oh, the crowbar and the hammer.
Because he was over there on a school.
I'm having chest pain.
Okay, so they did actually bring in the EMTs, the paramedics.
Youngins and everything.
No youngins.
Yeah, they need to get him checked out.
Get him up.
I'm not in your face. I'm not in your face. You want me to jump real big?
Come on.
I'm having chest pain.
Okay,
all right,
Come on. They're trying to help you over here. Come on.
Don't touch me.
Come on.
Don't touch me.
Then
Back
move.
off. Back off. You're good people. Back off. Boy.
I'll just put it in your floorboard.
Man, these cops need to get control of the scene. How is it that you got two full-grown cops? They can't seem to wrestle this old man to the ground and cuff him. You got to get somebody who's like, I don't like how this is at all. You got this guy over here up in his face as well. Like, this isn't even a cop. It's just a guy. Who is this?
I'll just put it in your floorboard.
That's the same guy that had him held up on the ground with his neck being choked. Like, how are you part of the police department and you can't get this under control? The same thing whenever you got a big old fat cop that can't run. Why are you there? You can't even do your job. Like, what are you doing?
You hear me?
Who is this guy? He's sitting there manhandling the...
He did, but he broke his skin.
After being medically cleared at the hospital, the suspect does the unexpected.
Maybe he's just crazy.
What are you doing, man?
Holy Jesus. Why are they arresting this guy? Why are they in... Like, I get... But what was the initial reason they were trying to arrest him? They never said.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Stop moving.
My heart. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
At this point, it's his own fault.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Yeah, look.
I can't breathe.
Now here's what you gonna do. You gonna roll over and you gonna cough the off. Did you hear me? Did you hear me? We ain't going through this bullshit again today.
Double cup, please. Please double cup those cups.
He's double locked.
Roll over this way. Stand up.
On my property.
All right.
Why?
Take a seat.
Why?
So weird.
Action lawsuit.
Watch your head.
Conduct.
Watch your head.
Delivery.
Hell, he's still gonna cause trouble?
This suspect was charged with 3 counts of battery on a peace officer, 3 counts of
Damn. What the fuck? But what was his initial charge? Why did they try to take this guy in?
aggravated assault on a peace officer, and 6 counts of resisting with violence. He is innocent unless proven guilty.
Resisting with violence? Well, yeah, no, he did kick, didn't he? He kicked and then he, I don't know about that one, because that one was weird, man. Because they, like, why did they try to arrest him to begin with? I want to know that. What was the initial charge? Was he, like, trespassing? It didn't even seem like they gave him any warnings. They just kind of, like, stopped him and then immediately tried to arrest him. Like, what was the initial reason for his arrests? That's weird. Right? I'm not the only one that thinks that.
Because I tried to get some Cheetos on me. I think you're a little bit too intoxicated.
Whoa, that guy is out of it.
Yeah. What's today's day of the week? Friday. No, Saturday.
Yo, he's like one of those happy drunks. He's a happy drunk.
Saturday.
Yo, these are always the best people to get drunk with, from what I've heard.
Do you know what, who the president of the United States is? Salinas de Gortari, el mero chingón. You know Salinas de Gortari made the world strong just with these fucking dollars, which were fake as a month. Hey, what's up, bro? Hey, don't talk to him. Hey, my friend. Andre, stop. Don't talk to him. So, what the do you want to go to the hospital? No. All right, you gotta leave. Go get out of here. Where's Lord? They don't want you here, dude.
Yeah, no, he's gone. This guy is gone. You ain't even got to give this guy a field sobriety test. He can't even. He can't even stand up.
So where do I go? I don't know where you're
going. Ooh, he is just gonzo. Okay. He must have been having some fun.
Okay, you're scary.
Go. Leave, or you're gonna get arrested. Go.
Where do I go?
Go somewhere else. You cannot be here. You don't want to go to the hospital, so leave.
I'm going.
I'm kind of surprised they make people walk away from like, how do you know this guy's not going to fall over in the middle of a street and, like, pass out and get run over by a car? I am shocked that they're not required to make sure he gets home safe. Honestly, I'm genuinely shocked. I wouldn't trust this man to take a shit by himself right now.
Nope. Andre, stop.
Oh!
Andre, go to jail. No. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. Don't touch that again, or you're going to jail.
Everything do all. I'm trying to have some noodles.
Hey, Andre, compose yourself.
I'm trying to have some noodles and
Then go home.
I'm hungry.
Bro's going through every stage of grief. He's happy, then he's fucking angry, and now he's sad. Where's the acceptance?
Everybody, you're my friend. You're the beautiful parents of the life.
Oh my god, this is gold.
Get me now. Stop it.
Put your hands on the car for me. I'm gonna do a quick pat down.
No.
Just stay right here.
Yeah. Don't trust me, motherfucker. Wanna beat the out of me.
See, look how he's so gone, he doesn't even, like, know what's going on. Cop just put him up against the car to search him, and then, like, he's still going on. It's kind of crazy.
Can you go to the hospital for me, bro? Put your hands down. You want to go to the hospital? Can you go? Can you please go to the hospital?
No!
I'm gonna get a call about him in like an hour.
You are. That's another reason why they should be required to, like, figure out where they're supposed to go, like, because you know that he's just gonna go somewhere else and call. He's gonna go right across the street and cause problems over there. Watch.
This bottle. Yeah, I got you.
And what's crazy is he's still got more alcohol he can drink. He can still get more messed up.
Don't push me because I'm gonna beat the out of you. You want to beat the fuck out of you?
You got any more liquor on you?
No.
Alright, stop. Lean in my car.
Where you car?
Stop.
Where you car?
Nah, I'm not giving you a hug. Hey, friend, we're gonna leave right here.
Get the fuck out of here, then. What are you in for? Give me a hug? Get the fuck out of here. I need you fucking hug.
Andre, how do
I am surprised this level of intoxication isn't illegal in every state. Hey, isn't, like, public intoxication a thing? I feel like that is, right? There's no way it's not.
Hold me. Hey, don't touch me. Don't you touch me either.
Yeah, public intoxication is illegal.
Just sit, man.
I'm gonna see you bleeding. I'm gonna see you bleeding, motherfucker. Hey, what about you, bitch? Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Bro, you know the paramedic and EMTs that are like just rolling their eyes, being like, "Oh, come on." Oh, now he's going to jail. Now he's going to jail. Now he's going to jail.
Put your arms on your back.
Now you're going to jail.
He just punched me. No, yeah. He's going to county now.
You just trying to punch him?
He just did punch me.
That's a fire department. That's a fire department, medical.
Hey, he might be out.
Yo, he fell asleep!
Well, let's go ahead and take him to the hospital.
What did you guys originally get called for? Just an intoxicated person.
He fell asleep, man!
Hey, remember that.
Oh!
Stop.
This suspect was charged with aggravated battery to a peace officer. He is innocent unless proven guilty in a court of law.
Police, volunteer, firemen, security. No dangerous. It's a minor
Do you know what the most dangerous moments in police?
Bro, W video by Midwest Safety. Go check the channel out. Awesome, awesome video like always. All right, boys. I'm gonna roll up out of here. Can't believe it's already Wednesday at noon. Week's already literally halfway over. Like I said, I feel like the police departments need more funding so that way they could better be trained for situations like that. Like the fire departments, they unfortunately go based on reaction, not being proactive. They end up a fireman dies, and then they set in place new SOPs. That's why every year you have to get your fire service, like your records for your certificate and stuff. You have to get a certain amount of hours because they're always changing and developing new ways and styles of fighting fires and not dying. I feel like I'm sure the police department has something similar, but they just don't have the funding that they should. They really should have way more funding than any fire department or school for that matter. Because they have to handle like the worst of the worst in their worst moments. So you really shouldn't be advocating for the removal of their funding. You should be giving them more funding because more funding means that they have more money for training, more money for, more money to give them so that way they will go above and beyond to become paramedics or EMTs so that way they can logically think about situations they're in. It's just, in my opinion, a little too easy to become a police officer as opposed to a firefighter or EMT. And the reason for that is because they're just not paid enough, But they have good departments. But I'm going to roll up out of here. I'm donezo. I'll be back on tomorrow. Stay safe out there. Stay friendly. And until tomorrow, don't do anything crazy. Peace.
Wow.